Get ready, ready to set me off, mob. Get ready, did you ever have mob? Get ready, ready to set me off, mob. Get ready, coming down. Could you feel your satisfaction? Your mob, can't you feel your frustration? Coming down, could you feel your satisfaction? Your mob, will you want to be in my hierarchy? To conjure mini moto to break it down. Inikai come ruru shigewa 99.9 99.9 Sure type of man no pasitenchi. Kumana life, Kumana sight, Kumana heart, and such uncommon places. Is that your deal? Is that your mind? The mob is life, the mob is right, the mob is the inverse of latent unverse. Is that your duty? Is that your why? It's so. Your life is your own. That is not the easiest song to belt out. How the fuck are we doing? Pretty good, I hope. I'm doing okay. Actually, I'm pretty grumpy. I woke up with a headache. Threw me off. I don't like it. All right? But now we're here, and we're doing great. We're going to have ourselves a great time. Did I see Borderlands 3? I mean, I know about the meme with the god-awful fucking announcement trailer that they did. I don't know much beyond that. How are we doing? Have I seen the new Bad Mouse Productions video? No, not yet. Chud in general chat saying not all cops are bad. I don't know why you're telling me that right now, LTS. What the fuck was with that breadtube thread? Yeah, I thought I was going to talk about that. So, for those of you who don't know, I posted my Joe Rogan video to the breadtube subreddit. And the reason why I did... Alan Hannigan, thanks for the $2. Why you stream the same time as Hasana Bay? To personally fuck you over. Dumbass. But I posted the Joe Rogan video that I did to the thread, right? And yeah, fun dandy. But the reason... Why is my camera like this? Jesus, get me over. Fuck. And the reason why I did this is because, awful tendency. Mind. Every time I post something, or every time something of mine gets posted to that subreddit, it quickly gets buried in the poppy drama stuff. So this time I posted that video, and I immediately posted a comment being like, here's the fucking drama stuff, here you go, now we don't need to discuss it. And the entire thread ended up being about it. The entire thread, without fail. David Bell, thank you so much for the $2. Voshko and Chapo, Rev Left Radio. Maybe someday. You know, I've never watched or listened to a single episode of the Chapo Trap House podcast. Only got so much time in the day, man. Whatever the case is, the entire thread, 250 comments. We see what's on the computer screen. Yeah, I know, it's fine. I'm not looking at porn while I stream. Not on this monitor. But 250 comments of hate thread. Yo, please, what's with all the communism? I saw it. It was boring. We don't want this. The Burger Krieg.
If you're not a millennial and you're
Look, it's literally just 17 minutes of this guy in his bedroom fucking LARP voicing at the camera.
Looking at this generation, there might be one thought that is particularly prevalent in your head. What's with all the communism?
As I grow older, I have less and less patience for people who incredibly overemphasize every word they say. It makes me feel like I'm listening to that handicapped guy from Family Guy, and I feel incredibly patronized too. Jesus Christ, the fucking donations. Brenda Booth, thank you so much for the £2. If you don't spend $1,000 on nights, not BreadTube, listen, I'm working on it, okay? I've got a guy coming in. Azure, thank you for the $5. Really appreciate it. And Imperialist Control Freak with the $5. Is it possible to appeal a ban on your server? Thank you for your time. ICF, I thought you were unbanned. Yes, I'll unban you. Jesus, of course. ICF is my friend, folks. She was banned. Hot tamales, this one. Hot tamales on ICF, okay? But I'm gonna unban her because she's a childhood friend, and that's what nepotism does. Anyway, can we fucking focus? Anyway, I posted this thing to the BreadTube subreddit, and the entire it turned into a hate thread against me. Like 250 comments. And I'm very positive it got brigaded from somewhere, but I have no idea where. Because everything was positive, and then everyone started talking in like this really chuddy way. I have no idea. Ekim Onaram, thank you so much for the $2, friend. Happy to have you in the channel. John Smith and Dugdale Dimmadome, owner of the Dugdale Dimmadome, thank you so much for the $1 each. Whatever the case is, it was somewhat irritating. Hey, ICF, thanks again for the $5. Happy to help you anytime, girlfriend. Now, I think leftists specifically try to be as divided as possible no matter what. Yeah, probably. All right. Let's not waste too much time. My friends, you didn't come here to listen to me talk about my personal problems. No. You came here to watch me, I don't know, yell at the guy. Okay? So that's what we're gonna fucking do. Boop. Why is chat not showing up on the side? Why does the universe conspire to... Why? Did the fucking URL change? Oh my god, there's people outside. Fuck off. Get out of my fucking window. Chris Lay1234, why is getting an entry-level job so cutthroat? Because late-stage capitalism, bruv. As the entry requirements for lower-level jobs grow higher and higher, it becomes systemically easier for employers to underemploy people, which perpetuates the same fundamental income inequality as unemployment, while keeping people from starving to death. And it is starving to death that motivates people to go out and revolt, tragically. Why am I doing this? Properties. Did this change? No, it's the same one. So why isn't the chat showing up? Dumb. Stupid. Lame. Loser. Loser chat. I gotta switch to Streamlabs OBS. Who likes Tim Pool? Yuri Vilme with the 5 Canadian bucks. Hey Vosh, your Trump tweet made me laugh and a bad day a little better. Use $5 to make your day a little better. Thank you, friend. I really appreciate the support. I'm glad my dumbass tweet gotcha going. Listen, my friends, do you want to hear something incredible? Do you want to hear a fact astonishing beyond comparison? I have never actually watched any of Tim Pool's videos. Not one. I've watched a clip of him speaking with Joe Rogan. I think I talked about that on stream a couple months ago. But I have never actually... No, the Reddit thread got taken down, WS. Thanks for the $2. And Avery B with the $5. There was a good percentage of saying your quality wasn't high enough in that thread. Seems weird to focus on production value, not your positions. Yeah, there were a lot of people... This actually got my goat. There were a lot of people in that thread, and I'd never heard this complaint before, saying like, oh, this isn't high-quality, left-leaning material. Where's the light setups? Where's the tight editing? As though there's not a rhetorical appeal to being able to respond to fucking reactionaries right there, live, without any sort of preparatory engagement. That's a very important skill. There's a reason why Destiny is so popular with like kind of like right-leaning, center-leaning people who then eventually end up coming over to the left. And the reason for that is because in the long run, it turns out it's actually efficacious to engage in more ways of outreach than just everyone trying to copy ContraPoints and doing their own like 20 to 40 minute their own 20 to 40 minute like video essays with cute lighting and snarky jokes and like esoteric references to philosophy. That shit, as it turns out, is a niche interest, but we live in a Fortnite generation, my friends, okay? I'm not here just to appeal to them fancy pants-assed video essayist motherfuckers. I'm here to get everyone. And you know what everyone loves to listen to? My voice. Holy shit, you people with the fucking donations. Whiskers Scuttleburn. No, that's not burn, that's bum. Thank you so much for the $2. FTW all day. Timmy and Luke were Occupy Wall Street informants. I don't know what that means. When do we get a titty stream, Vosh? Look, we'll get on Chatterbait one day, okay? Thank you, Drew James, for the $2. And Joseph C., I'm doing good. Joseph C., you're doing good. And DigiFox with the £5 just got paid, so have some of the fruits of my labor, comrade. Oh, just as I planned. Set the stream up just to snatch them £5 away from you. Get fucked. John Travis with the $10. Tim Pool is an on-ramp to alt-right beliefs. Oh, we'll be getting to that. And WS, that's really messed up, dude. I'm sorry. Love you. Don't worry about it. My channel is growing crazily quickly. Guys, I'm not joking. With the growth rates that we're currently experiencing here in this channel, within 1 year, I am going to be one of the largest left-leaning channels on YouTube. The fuck is that? I never authorized that kind of power. No one man. Jim D, thanks for the buck again. John Travis, seriously, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate that. But you didn't come here. You didn't come here to listen to me jerk off about the size of my channel. You came here to listen to me talk about Tim fucking Pool. Okay? So let's do that. Let's talk about Tim fucking Pool. And I'll respond to super chats after the fact, okay? Gotta focus.
The culture war.
Whoa! Camera's not on. Get in! Heard Adam on Joe Rogan talk about trans issues? Yes, comedian WW. Thank you for the $2. And it was so unbearably stupid I didn't even feel like discussing it on stream. Hyena, I'm not activating TTS just for you. All right, let's do it.
War and the political landscape today. The culture war and the political landscape today really are a hellish, nightmarish dystopia for which no one can escape.
We start with the ad homs. For one, take off your fucking beanie. Every single picture of this guy. Listen, are you balding? Just rep it. Just fucking rep it. I shaved my head in high school, okay? What every picture of this guy. Why? It's like the same beanie. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he's balding. Incredible. Just shave your head and move on with your fucking life. Jesus Christ. Some dudes, it's so fucking sad the way some dudes turn this into some sort of protracted fucking like quarter life crisis nightmare. Just shave your fucking head, grow a beard, and just live. Just go on with your life. Just go on. It's fine. It's cool. I shaved my head, okay? I kept it shaved for 6 months. Every morning with a razor, I went over my head, okay? You want to hear something kind of fucked up? When you got that shaving cream slurry on your scalp and you run the razor over it, the millions and millions of incredibly fine little hair fragments that you're cutting up turn into this grayish slurry with the shaving cream that if it drips into your eyes is basically like getting sand in your eyes, except the particles are much finer. That really sucks. Don't let that happen to you, okay? So anyway, yeah, doesn't this not look like Squad W? Same energy? Perhaps? Maybe. We'll let the historians decide. Whatever the case is, oh god, we'll get to you. Okay, so whatever the case is, stop with the fucking beanie, and also, Jesus Christ, your teeth are crooked. Could my edgier style maybe reach more chuds? Unquestionably it could. So we've got that. Also, fix your beard. Okay, we're getting the ad homs out of the way, okay? We're getting it out of the way. Now we can focus on content. Are you guys ready?
And I have to wonder, I have to question the sanity of anybody who wants to be involved in anything having to do with this.
I mean, you're making a lot of money off of it. I'm making some money off of it. I don't know. Seems like kind of maybe a whiny bitch boy position to take. Oh no, us media figures involved in the right-left crash on YouTube and Twitter and what have you. Woe is us.
And I look at my friends, the moderates, the center leftists, who have bowed out and are no longer engaging in politics, and
My friends, the moderates and center leftists. For those of you who don't know, Tim Pool is not. He pretends to be left-leaning. He's like he's like a Dave Rubin or a Sargon of Akkad, right? But every single one of his videos is alt-right clickbait. Anti-Antifa, leftist activists force MasterCard to vote. Here's him defending PewDiePie. Here's him fear-mongering about migrants escaping. Censorship backfires on the far left again. It's like every single fucking video. He puts out like a video a day. It's incredible. Look at this. Look at this. No, he's 100% a far-right reactionary. Everything that he does is far-right reactionary. So I will treat him like a far-right reactionary.
I think, you know what? Maybe they got it right. Because everyone has lost their goddamn mind. The culture war is insane. It's quite literally a clown world.
I need to get a prop, like a whistle that I keep here on top of the printer. Right here. So I can, when I hear a dog whistle, you know? For those of you who don't know, check out fucking video on my channel. Clown World is a Nazi meme. It's a Nazi meme. Nazis use it. Nazis make the jokes. We can go to the Hong Kong video, look down at the comments. 13% of blacks commit 50% of the crimes. 6 million Jews burned up in the Holocaust. Riddle me this, Goyim. What advocates for no barriers, yet has many walls? It's a fucking Nazi meme. Okay, let's keep it going.
Now, I made some videos about the clown world meme in the past few days, and it basically means that things are so downright insane and nonsensical. Clearly, the world must be some kind of satire or parody of itself.
That has nothing to do with Nazis, right? Even though literally all the attention surrounding the meme has to do with the fact that it's related to Nazis. Then no associate. All right, cool.
But in reality, this is reality. Today.
Oh God. Please get rid of the blue arrow on the bottom left? What the fuck are you talking about? I have no idea why it's doing that, but okay. Oh, I know. New plan. Can we keep up? No? Chat's just broken? Yeah, fucking YouTube chat. Alright, can we hear that one again?
Insane and nonsensical. Clearly, the world must be some kind of satire or parody of itself. But in reality, this is reality.
Oh, man. In reality. Things are so crazy. Transgender people. Antifa. We must be living in some kind of simulation. Turns to camera. But in reality, I squint. We live in reality. Don't you script these? Fuck. If I say stupid shit, at least I have the excuse of I don't have a fucking... Guys, check it out. No script. I don't keep any of that, okay? At least I have an excuse.
Today, as I was looking through all of these different stories, trying to figure out what the narrative was, what are we focusing on today, I just thought, look at all of this insanity. It's very stressful. And so, you know what I thought? Maybe what we'll do today is kind of like those old sitcoms where they would do a compilation episode where they show bits from all these other episodes. And I said, maybe I should step back and look at a series of instances that show us we really do live in a nonsensical, freakish nightmare reality. And that's what we're going to do today. So this won't be for the faint-hearted. It may actually make you upset, but it's not going to be all-inclusive. It's just going to be a small handful of the stories I've pulled up over time that we're going to look at to realize this is a nightmare, isn't it? But before we...
Are we ready? I bet you... So okay, so let's think. In what ways is the world currently off of its fucking rocker? Okay, well we have a president who had no political experience, who had like a million women who accused him of sexual impropriety prior, who beat and raped his current wife, who definitely has some kind of like dementia or some kind of senility that's going on, who makes insane statements day after day, provably false statements that nobody can pay attention to because they're too busy focusing on the last 80. I think that's pretty fucking crazy. We've got a rise in alt-right and neo-Nazi sentiments spreading across Western Europe.
Can you imagine if you were a bad faith actor with no scruple? You could go around talking about the Ablis left elitists trying to witch hunt you in an attempt to cut off your only revenue.
I'm positive I turned off text-to-speech. Thank you for the donation. Yours will be the last one read out loud. So we've got fucking Erdogan. We've got the fact that a coup is being backed up in Turkey right now. Not Turkey, sorry, in Venezuela. There's a lot of wacky shit going on right now. Okay, so what do you bet? Do you think he's going to cover any of that, or do you think it's just going to be left? Okay, I'm looking forward to the trans people, trans children and drag queens. One or the other or both gonna be focused here. All right.
Before we get started, make sure you follow our new YouTube channel, youtube.com/subversevideos. The goal of this channel is to produce straightforward news, on-the-ground reporting, and expert interviews to cut through the spin and the bias to the best of our abilities.
Tim Pool, keep pretending to be a journalist. Oh my god.
If you want to support this video, just share it on social media to help spread the news. A meme that I've talked about and has been circulating quite a bit is the Clown World meme. It's gaining quite a bit of traction, and it's represented by a little clown frog. This post in Urban Dictionary
called Honkler
comes from October 15th, 2017.
Hyena, don't spread fake news. Text-to-speech is disabled for this stream. Look at the fucking description under the video. Look at it!
17. A phrase used to describe the current state of affairs in regards to the world, usually socially or political. The word is employed as to state that something is ridiculous or nonsensical in a way. Only could this be real in a world run by clowns. Clown world. And that brings me to the first little iteration of nonsense. This tweet from Jeffrey Guterman, who said on April 9th, Candace Owens is a white supremacist.
So first off, our bar for determining that our world is nonsensical is looking at a tweet. Okay, all right. All right. Also, I agree with this tweet. Please, Tim Pool, just say it. How can she be a white supremacist if she's black?
For those that don't know, Candace Owens is a black woman. A black woman is a white supremacist. That doesn't make sense.
Tim Pool. Did you know it's actually possible to be racist against black people and be black? In the immortal words of Jesse Lee Peterson, a hero in the African American community, black people used to have morals, but nowadays black people, they're children of the lie. They're raping and murdering, and they don't live up to the standards white people set. Black people are children of the lie, and now they don't have no morals. Now they just run around with their pants down, shooting each other. In the immortal words of Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson, basically the modern iteration of Martin Luther King Jr., it is possible for black people to not like black people. Good one, though, Tim Pool. Nice, really busting out those investigative journalist chops right there. Oh, God, this world is insane. When I go on Twitter, I see people accusing far-right political pundits of being white supremacists. But she's a black woman! Good one, Tim Pool. Better luck next time.
Unless you're a fan of Dave Chappelle and you think...
Can you not disrespect MLK like that. I don't think anything I said was disrespectful to MLK. Little buddy. Little friendo. Might want to pick up on the satire. A little harder.
The Clayton Bigsby sketch is real life. But yes, this person apparently, unironically, thinks that Candace Owens is a white supremacist, which is strange considering she's black.
It's the only counter argument that he has. He can't fathom it. How can you be black but think white people better than black people? Me no understand.
But just wait. He's not the only one who thinks this kind of thing happens. Remember when the Daily Beast ran this story in September? Why young men of color are joining white supremacist groups. Patriot Prayer's leader is half Japanese. Black and brown faces march with the Proud Boys. Is the future of hate multicultural? How, at the same time, can you be white supremacist but have people in your group who are people of color?
Wow, I think Tim Pool might actually be a fucking retard. I need to prep myself. I never do. I need to like watch some content beforehand so I can come in here and know the level of engagement that okay, like are we getting like a John Doyle or something or like they can like put together an argument, or is this the level of engagement I'm about to get? Yeah, I could spend a literal fucking like literally 2 hours talking about all of the ways in which white nationalist groups have in the past courted the interest and support of non-white people. Yeah, they've done that. The Nazis recruited fucking black soldiers in northern Africa during their campaigns against Patton. They worked with Arabs frequently. They cohabitated with the Japanese. The Japanese and the Nazis were allies, and both of them thought they were the master race. Fascinating. Wow, there were Jews who worked with the SS to sell out other Jews so they could survive just a little bit longer. There was, in chat, Milo Yiannopoulos, a fantastic example. Milo Yiannopoulos, there are videos of Milo Yiannopoulos being in a bar, like casually chatting with racists, talking about a fondness for David Duke, doing like some ironic sea-caling. He's a fucking black guy, and he fucks black people. Oh, he's not black. Got that mixed up. He's a gay guy. And he fucks black people. And he's, what is he, Catholic? I don't fucking care. Listen, the point is, this is a very dumb argument, okay?
How does that make sense? Why, certainly, something like this could only exist in a world run by clowns.
I mean, this ain't the first time this happened. Okay. Setting the bar very low here, Tim Pool. Jesus Christ, this world could only be run by clowns. There are people who say that non-white people can be racist against non-white people.
Perhaps we can talk about the issue of Chick-fil-A. Now, this story is...
I love you, Vosh. Can you relax in calling people retarded? I'll work on it, okay? Sometimes I'm just really flabbergasted at the level of discourse.
...run by clowns. Perhaps we can talk about the issue of Chick-fil-A. Now, this story is actually from today.
Oh.
Chick-fil-A is anti-gay. Protesters ride Cincinnati Cyclones Zamboni.
Okay.
If you haven't been following the news, Chick-fil-A is being banned from airports, being protested nationwide. People are outraged that this sandwich shop would dare be anti-gay. Well, aside from riding Zambonis, one thing we can do is display rainbow flags near its new airport Chick-fil-A.
Wait, so wait, people are just legally protesting and putting social pressure on a corporation that uses its profits to fund anti-gay groups? This sounds like an excellent invocation of the free marketplace of ideas. I thought that right-leaning people were all in favor of things like boycotting and protesting within the bounds of the law. This is like voting with your dollar, right? This is how you indicate displeasure with a corporation when you don't have the institutional power to, correctively adjust any of their practices.
There was a post I saw on Twitter that went rather viral, which is kind of funny. Imagine being in the year 2050. And you're reading the history book or article about the LGBT rights fight back in 2019, when you learned that a chicken sandwich fast food chain was the principal aggressor on one side of the fight.
Was it? Do we say that? I don't know. I learned a lot about gender theory, like LGBT activism back in college. At no point did I open up my textbook and read, and the principal enemy of our people, Chick-fil-A, will one day rue the moment they decided to make themselves an enemy of us. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is self-described journalist Tim Pool saying that because people are protesting a business, that we live in a clown world and gay people are treating Chick-fil-A like it's the principal enemy to their existence, as opposed to, say, the Republican Party of the United States of America.
Or that for some reason people were challenging a restaurant that sells milkshakes and chicken.
Wow, incredible. Hey, why do people protest what Nestle does in Africa? Nestle just sells chocolate milk. What a clown world we live in. Imagine you read the history books, and then all of the people who didn't like the slavery that Nestle did, they protested against the corporation that sold chocolate milk. This was the great big battle. It's a multi-million-dollar corporation that uses their profits to prop up anti-gay hate groups. I don't know what to tell you, my friend. Tim Pool, my very large-brained friend. It's big, it's pressing up. It's swelling against the interior cap of your skull. Please explain to me how reductively describing the business practices of a business makes them any less of an institution that donates money to causes people disagree with. You can be reductive like this about anything. Oh, yeah, and people didn't like the Volkswagen when it originally came to America because they just sold cars and not... And you, it's preposterous. The suggestion that this is in any way... I feel... Wait, what the fuck am I doing? Am I being performative right now? Am I doing this for your guys? Why the fuck am I explaining this? This is obviously a stupid point. You all know this. Why am I wasting time explaining this to you? Like, unironically, why am I doing this? What am I doing it for your... But you already know. Do you just like hearing me talk about things you already agree with?
Is it weird that people who work at the highest levels of a fast food restaurant donate to charities? Not really.
Donate to charities. Ooh! Centrist or liberal left-leaning Tim Pool strikes again. The problem people have with Chick-fil-A is that they donate to charities. We got it. We nailed them, boys. Left wing destroyed.
But it's funny that this is the grand fight. I'm not saying people shouldn't protest a chicken shop.
You are. You are saying people... You're making fun of them for doing it. So you're saying they shouldn't do it. That's the implicit suggestion there. If I make fun of somebody for doing something and I say we live in a clown world because they're doing it, and I make reductive statements about the validity of them doing it, I am in fact saying they probably shouldn't be doing it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making discouraging statements.
Maybe they should protest the nonprofits that are actually advocating for these things, but...
They do. They do that too. Just because... Tim Pool. Memory like that fucking character from Finding Nemo. Just because you saw an article today about people protesting Chick-fil-A does not mean that Chick-fil-A is the ultimate antagonist and the be-all, end-all final dragon for LGBT rights activism. Okay? I know. You read an article about it today, but just because you read an article about it today, just because that's the front of your mind doesn't mean it's at the front of everybody's mind.
Why Chick-fil-A has become the center of this cultural...
Why does he keep saying this? It hasn't... What the fuck are you talking about?
I just really don't know. The company itself claims that they don't discriminate, but they're still being banned from airports.
Oh, the company says they don't discriminate. Oh, okay. What nonsense shit is this? Holy shit. So, they say they don't discriminate. Why are they being banned? I don't know. The public is putting pressure on institutions to not give give them business deals because they donate to organizations that people consider hate groups. This isn't difficult.
I have to imagine that, listen, If we're really going to look back on...
Do you think he's actually stupid enough to not be able to comprehend it, or do you think he 100% knows that he's acting like a fucking idiot and that his audience is stupid enough to eat it up? Because with Tim Pool, the way his eyes lazily droop between every sentence, the way he actually looks like some sort of reanimated ghoul, at once too disgusted of himself to show his balding head and too shameless to put a beanie over that fucking set of teeth. Do you think perhaps he actually has no idea that he might actually be a philosophical zombie, an NPC with no internal dialogue?
History and talk about the great civil rights movement against the chicken restaurant?
No, okay.
Sounds like a clown world to me. Of course, within the clown world, you actually have the strange contradictions that make up Wikipedia, like when you go to the man section and it says a man is a male human, but then when you go to the trans man section, it says a trans man is a man who was assigned female at birth.
This is... So, for one, I called it. For two, wow! Tim Pool with that hard-hitting journalism. Guys, I found Wikipedia articles. Look, I don't understand very basic linguistic and gender theory. Look at these 2 Wikipedia articles. Clown World! Honk, honk. Oh my god. He just reads the first sentence of Wikipedia. Guys, I don't understand this. We must live in a fucking simulation. Jesus Christ. Fridge temperature IQ. Thank you. That's a good one. I'll use that in the future. Wow. God damn. What am I even supposed to say to this? This mocks itself. The fact that people watch this and unironically like, Tim Pool made this great video recently on how discourse has been driven down to a level. We live in a clown world. The fact that people actually engage with this is genuinely disconcerting to me. Not in like Nazi, the revival of Nazis or what have you. I just don't understand how like education could fail a person to the extent that they believe that this is an argument. I don't get it. I feel like this is flat earth territory.
These 2 pages actually contradict each other. How can both be true? The same is true for the woman page. It says a woman is a female human being, and then it also says that a trans woman is a woman who was assigned male at birth.
Okay. Not only is that not a contradiction, but even if it was, turning to the first sentence of a Wikipedia article is not a good way of demonstrating the fundamental hypocrisy of a extremely complex and nuanced subject of academic discussion. Holy shit, someone just gave me a fuck ton of money. Okay, well, guess we're looking at donations. Yup. Oh, God, I can't do it. This Tim Pool shit is actually too smooth-brained for me. Fuck! I don't know if I can do it, friends. Oh, God damn it. Hold on. W. West with the $2. I require more dabs, people, sir. There we go. Okay? Comatose with the $2. It's Mayday. Shouldn't you be off work? Listen, this is fun for me, okay? James Hill with the $5.49 Canadian. Does Tim Pool know about black slave owners? Moron. I don't know. Maybe we should drum up some support and try and debate Tim Pool, huh? That'd be a really... In fact, debating Tim Pool would actually be a lot easier for me than looking over his videos, because when I look over his videos, the internal hemorrhaging I suffer when listening to him make the first eighth of a bad argument and then not finish it is actually a lot more painful than it would be for me to engage with those ideas thoroughly. Dilver and Materis donated $5. I love you, Vosh. Can you relax and calling people retarded? Again, I'm working on it, okay? I'm a heated boy. Zigzamillion with the $10. Tim Pool's beanie gets lower on his head as his hairline recedes further back. Yeah, hopefully one day it'll go far enough to cover up that mouth. Fuck. Thank you for the $10, friend. Donkey Show... Donkey Show with the 200 pesos. Thank you. Did a dim tool mini binge today. His wit is mind-numbing. Holy crap. The living definition of a useful idiot. I think he might actually be that stupid. I think he might actually be just a solid D- IQ. Right there. I don't know how you do it. I couldn't do it. And Taylor Rathbone with the unbelievably generous $50 donation, entirely Undeserved, mind you. This is the first stream of yours I've been able to see live. I'm not usually into masculinity, but your deep voice and genius brain makes my lady bits tingle. You're probably the only person that could destroy Ben Shapiro in a debate. For one, I agree. I think I could, given some time to prep and a neutral audience. For two, that is an incredibly generous donation. Tell you what, I'll keep being aggressively masculine into my microphone, and you keep watching, all right? That's the deal. That's the union we're going to form, all right? The seamless bond of our desires. And last but not least, Creative Nothing with the $5. Workers think they deserve to keep their surplus value. We truly do live in a clown world. I don't think he's going to get into economics here. There's no way somebody with a brain as smooth as Tim Pool could engage with that kind of rhetoric. But we'll see. We'll see. Sky Lang, thanks for the $2. You're doing God's work, boy. Keep it up. Listen, God has nothing to do with it, fool. Also, holy shit, there are 1,200 people here. Fucking okay, all right, let's keep it going.
If you're a woman, meaning you're biologically female but assigned male at birth, that's not what a trans woman is, clearly, Wikipedia doesn't make sense within its own rules.
Oh no, it's almost as though the first sentence of a Wikipedia article isn't a good way to determine the foundation of an incredibly complex social construct, which is subject to changes in definition through time and location, culture, and even interpretation. But all right, Tim Pool. Tim Pool is doing his best, okay? Ooh, he's really working. He's chugging. You can fucking hear. Ooh, I can hear it with my Panasonic $6 earbuds. You can hear the steam whirring through the combustion engine in his brain to try and process the dissonance here.
But hey, Wikipedia, is it even a good source? I mean, kind of. It aggregates information, okay. But let's not forget that for the longest time, for some reason, they claimed I had some type of Zeppelin modification. They actually claimed on my Wikipedia page for years that I somehow invented or developed a Zeppelin. I literally don't understand how this is even happening.
Wikipedia destroyed. Oh, Wikipedia is pretty okay. Info to the people and all that. Listen, originally when I first got into college, initially people were like, when in community college, people were like, don't use Wikipedia. Come on, use actual sources. But as I got older and I got more into the social sciences, I engaged with a lot more like nuanced critical discussion of the value that Wikipedia has for public discourse, because it really has democratized information, which is a truly incredible thing. Like a miraculous development, really. The idea that anyone can go on Wikipedia and engage with, in many cases, a near or at least like miniature academic level discussion on a variety of complex and difficult topics, maintained for free by a massive volunteer staff. That's really incredible. And if you want to get more into it, rather than read the Wikipedia articles, you can just go down to the references page in the bottom, see all of the sources from which they derive their statements, and then there you go. So not only is it a really good source of basic information, it's a source list to further engage with those topics. I think Wikipedia is great.
Well, let's move on to the next story. Just a quick little highlight about Jussie Smollett, who had all... Listen, if I wanted to make an argument that we live in a clown world, do you know how I would do it? I would do this big fucking meta-narrative about how in the world in which we live, we deal with a wide range of cultural and social and economic contradictions, agitations that ruin the lives of many people, but none of us seem to be willing to acknowledge, okay? That's what I would do. I would put effort into it. But fucking Tim Pool right here, why do people even engage in the culture war discourse? This is insane, man. A clown world, truly. Honk honk. The Holocaust didn't happen, but it should have. Let's take a look at the articles that I read today. The first sentence of Wikipedia, it doesn't match up. Ugh, clown world. Jussie Smollett, a completely meaningless, asinine news story that got blown way out of proportion. Clown world. And Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. The gays don't like it, right? It must be their final enemy. God world! Okay. All of his charges dropped, even though the mayor says he's guilty, the police say he's guilty.
Wow, it's a good thing the mayor and the police don't actually determine whether or not somebody is guilty. Oh, incredible. Wow, basic misunderstanding of how our justice system, how our legal system works. Oh, wow. Tim Pool coming at us again with that hard-hitting investigative journalism. Wow, amazing. It's a good thing that it's actually the prosecutor who determines whether or not a crime has been committed, and then the jury is the one that determines whether or not a person is, well, guilty or innocent of that crime. The police and the mayor have literally nothing to do with that process. The mayor should not be commenting on the guilt of people recently incarcerated. And the police are very specifically disallowed from the institution of the police is designed to be kept separate from the mechanism which determined the guilt of somebody accused. I wonder why that could be. I wonder why.
And even the state prosecutors who let him off are saying they think he's guilty and would have been convicted.
Then why'd they let him off?
What a strange world we live in, right?
No, they let him off. That's their right. They let him off.
Perhaps the issue, as many have claimed, is racism, because this story is only from a few days ago. Brittany Cooper, has time been stolen from people of color? Yes.
Oh wow, we just fucking whiplashed. Oh my god. Oh god, holy shit. Let me just Oh god, get the brain. Ow, wait, that actually hurt. Fuck, that wasn't funny. Ow. Ugh, god. I'm just so strong. Wow, that was a whiplash. Maybe the thing was why'd they let him go? Maybe racism? Here's another racism. I saw this article. Holy shit, I can't keep up.
Time is apparently racist, and this woman claims that time, the concept of time, is white. They say Brittany Cooper reflects on racism, the history of time, and who owns it. She argues that for people of color, time has been stolen. In order to move forward, we must first acknowledge the past.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable statement.
But as you all know, racism is predominantly an issue of conservatives.
Oh, wait, you're not... Wait. You're not even going to engage with the idea? Tim Pool coming at us hard with that intellectual discourse. I can... Listen, because I'm not a smooth brain, I can look at the summary of this TED Talk and probably get a pretty good idea as to what it's about. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that if we look at in a generational sense, white people in America have had, like, 300 or 400 years with which to build up generational wealth and cement their power structures within institutions. Whereas black people, I mean, not only do we got slavery, then we had the Jim Crow laws, which basically completely prevented them from reaching any sort of upper echelon power in most American institutions. So if we're just talking about the capacity for a racial community to generate like generational wealth, the white people are looking at a time span about 5 times as long as black people. Now, this is just my assumption from reading this little 1 or 2 sentence summary of the TED Talk. Maybe it's about something else. Incredibly, it's actually possible to synthesize a wide variety of plausible, reasonable, academically viable explanations for this summary right here. But I get it. Tim Pool's a busy guy pumping out one shit video after another, day in and day out. Probably doesn't have time to read any of the shit he talks about.
First, acknowledge the past. But as you all know, racism is predominantly an issue of conservatives, except you have this kind of story from the New York Times. A modern love op-ed in the New York Times. They call it the paper of record. I broke up with...
Yeah, it's an op-ed, so it's an opinion editorial, published probably by somebody who submitted this paper to the New York Times and was published by them, but was not written by one of their staff. Okay, so again, clown world, cool.
...with her because she's white. When it comes to dating, I'd rather not think about race, but that's been hard to avoid. Yes, because the mainstream left has been the ones that are talking the most about not being in interracial relationships.
He's got it. He's fucking got it. He did it. We, the left, thought racism was something conservatives did. But actually, he found a New York Times op-ed, which talks about how one guy broke up with a white girlfriend. Left wing destroyed. What are you gonna do, boys? When he's got a point! He's got a point. Tim Pool, you absolute fucking madman. You genius. You big brain boy. How do you do it? How do you do it time in and time out? How do you dazzle me with every new argument? Just reading the headlines of news articles. Also, the left is not opposed to interracial relationships. I'll drop the satire for a moment. Who's against interracial relationships? If I'm guessing, if I read into this article, and I know you didn't read it, buddy, but if I read into it, it would probably be something how like the behaviors and the preternatural sort of instincts and associations and justifications and cultural values and social attitudes that his white girlfriend had were inimicably inseparable from the fact that she was white, as in her whiteness conditioned her in some way. And he, as a person of color, I think he's Hispanic. Yeah, Christopher Riva. Yeah, well, I don't know. I assume he's a person of color, unless this is a white guy breaking up with a white girl because she was white, in which case that would be strange. But whatever well, even then, not really. I could defend that too. If I was with a white GF or a white BF, you know I fuck all directions. And they were just some goddamn all lives matter, blue lives matter. Like if they were being real fucking honky with me, yeah, I might break up with them because of that. There are ways to engage with these ideas, but Tim Pool is a busy man. Let's not expect him to read the articles he's talking about.
Because it's not just the New York Times, it's also Huffington Post. Remember
incredible.
This story from February? I'm an Asian woman engaged to a white man, and honestly, I'm struggling with that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if any mainstream publication put a white identitarian up in the opinion section and had them write about how they can't be in interracial relationships and it's so difficult?
Notice, by the way, how Tim Pool uses the language of a Nazi. A white identitarian. Do you know what a white identitarian is? A white supremacist. He uses the most placid, politically correct, toned-down language possible because Tim Pool is, let me say it for the audience, an alt-righter. He is. I don't care what he says about himself. Every view he espouses, every behavioral, every mannerism he engages in, it is that of an alt-righter. He constantly plays defense for the alt-right. He acts as a gateway towards those views. He claims to be left-leaning or centrist, but he explicitly denounces left-leaning ideas, often from a position of extreme ignorance. He plays buddy-buddy with right-leaning figures. He's alt-right. I don't care if he's not making videos about race and IQ. He's alt-right. So let's engage with this stupid hypothetical.
Struggling with that. Could you imagine if any mainstream publication put a white identitarian up?
Again, white identitarian means white supremacist. So in none of the articles that we've looked at here that he's just shown the headlines of, none of these articles have been people saying, I'm a Hispanic man and I think Hispanic people are superior and that's why I don't want to date a white woman. So already we have an unequal juxtaposition here, because in one instance, with left-leaning people, maybe the race of your partner, if they're white, leads to them having certain social beliefs that you don't think are tolerable, whereas in the case Tim Pool is presenting, he's saying that a white identitarian wouldn't be in a relationship with a person of color because they fundamentally think they're genetically inferior. Can we see how there might be a bit of a difference there? Maybe just a slight, just a little smidgen of a difference right there. Ooh, possibly. Maybe if I was as smart as Tim Pool, I would be able to see past that difference to the greater grandiose truth, the fundamental, universal, cosmically binding truth that unites us all. Triggering the libs.
In the opinion section and had them write about how they can't be in interracial relationships and it's so difficult, that would...
Well, sure. Actually, I'd be interested in reading that article. Why don't we get a Nazi to write an article about how they're complaining they can't be in interracial relationships? I would love to read it. I'm not joking. I would love to read it, okay? The Nazi can be like, so I watched some Steve Molyneux's videos and some JF and, yeah, just bloodline, you know? Just bloodline. White people, pretty cool. Black people, pretty stupid. Black people are dumb. But black people are also really hot because they're like animals, you know? And they're really fiery when you fuck them. And all my past white girlfriends just lie like on their back and say, I hope you give me a white baby. And I'm not ready for that. So I wanted to go with the black lady, but but then they're like, hey, why do you have a swastika tattooed on your forehead? And I say, oh, you know, because white people, because bloodlines. And then they say no and walk away. Now I am writing this article, and it really sucks. Yeah, no, I want this article. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding. This isn't satire. I want to read this article. I really want to hear a Nazi complain to me about the difficulties of interracial dating when they're a Nazi. Please, not just a fucking news article. I want a fucking daytime TV show. Give me that Netflix exclusive shit. You know the Netflix shows where they can show cock? You know? Sometimes it blindsides you, right? Because you're looking at more like the independent art housey section of Netflix, usually comes out of like England or whatever, and then like it's like about dating and they're like hip millennials, and then a fucking cock comes out and you see that. That's the kind of shit I want to see. I want that bombastic fucking like, whoa, like I didn't even see it coming. That's what I'm here for, okay?
It would be mind-blowingly insane and racist. Yet
yes, it would be racist for a white identitarian to talk about this. It's not racist for a not racist person to talk about it. The implication there that the people who wrote those articles about not wanting to date white people are Hispanic and black supremacists. Nice. Ooh, good investigative journalism, Tim Cook. You found it. You found the equivocacy you were looking for.
for some reason, the group that claims to be anti-racist is allowing these opinion pieces to exist in mainstream publications.
Wait, what do you want? Wait, okay, so first off, yes, we're anti-racist. For two, even if those articles were racist, do you want us to, like, force the New York Times to not, and the Huffington Post to not run those? What the fuck is he talking about? Oh, well, if the left is so anti-racist, why is it that they let this happen? It's fucking New York Times. Do you think I have a contact in the New York Times? How far do you think my power extends? How far does my power extend? Hold on. I kicked over my recycling bin, and I'm not sure why. It wasn't a particularly impressive display of power. And now there are, like, boxes everywhere. I don't think I have a contact in the New York Times.
About how they're kind of at odds with being in interracial relationships. These aren't the only examples. They're just two that I pulled up.
just the two ones that were easiest for you to Google, Tim Cook.
And I'll take a little break right now to point something out. You know, look.
He needs his brain's about to overheat. He needs a second to cool it down. Oh, God.
All of these stories, or not all of them, but many of them, they're relatively recent. It's been the past few months that I have seen what appears to be some kind of shock to the system where everything is just downright insane.
So let's go over it, okay? Let's go over everything that he's listed so far. He found Wikipedia articles and the first sentence of two different articles that probably have fucking like 8 miles vertical of content. He found that he thought there was a contradiction there. There wasn't, but he saw one. He found 2 articles about people of color saying they didn't want to date the white person that they were dating. He just read the article titles, nothing else. He found an article about white people stealing time from people of color. He didn't engage with the content of the TED Talk, but I think I pretty accurately explained how that could be a pretty reasonable thing to say if you use it as a jumping off point to explore certain anthropological and historical ideas. And he and he saw that people are still protesting against Chick-fil-A and extrapolated that into the gays are at war with Chick-fil-A and Chick-fil-A is their final enemy. That is the extent that Tim Pool has gotten for us so far. In 8 minutes, Tim Pool has... He is dredged. This is everything he's got, okay? He's firing, he's lobbing these fastballs at us, all these arguments. And, Tim Pool, I gotta say, they just bounce off my doughy body. Incredible. Just, wow.
And it's resulting in people going insane. I mean, as I've clearly pointed out. How many stories have we seen about the rise of the far right, about Trump being a fascist, about how fascists are on the rise? You'd think that with all of this press coverage about nationalists and populists and the far right, there would be actual evidence to suggest that Republicans or people on the right in the United States are also going to the fringe right.
There's no evidence whatsoever that people on the right in the U.S. are going to the fringe right. What? With an increase in white nationalist shootings across the West, our current presidency, the probably impending repeal of Roe versus Wade, Steve Bannon in the Trump administration. I don't wait. What do you want to talk about? Do you think there's no evidence that the far right is the thing? Okay, I mean, cool. This is just fucking America, by the way. We can talk about fucking Erdogan. We can talk about the rise of white nationalism across Europe, how it's considered an actual like national security threat in a lot of countries. That you've got like the Golden Dawn Party and UKIP and all that shit, far right nationalist parties with ties towards racial hate groups. Like, I don't know. I mean, Tim Pool, maybe if you actually engaged in some journalism, you would be able to, grapple with these ideas.
Except that's just not the case. Because of course, as we can see from The Economist since the 80s, conservatives are actually kind of unifying around common ideas, and it's actually the left that is spreading so absurdly.
What is this? Let's look at what this chart actually says. He cut out the title of the chart. I wonder why that might be. Do you think this has more to do with voting consolidation than it has to do candidates who won their primaries? Hold on. This is going to be some dumbass shit. Please give me the chart. Swing left. United States distribution of ideology of House candidates who won their primaries. Jesus Christ. Get off my fucking screen! Jesus Christ. Did it just... Oh, I have to... thank you. 12 weeks for 12... Fuck off. The Economist. All this indicates is that right-leaning people tend to rally around a central base, which we already knew. Right-leaning people tend to fall in line when the chips are on the table. What does that have to do? I would love to see the methodology as to what constitutes more liberal or more conservative. And I would love to see some sort of policy by policy breakdown as to how Republicans fielded back in the 80s, 90s, and the aughts were only slightly less conservative than Donald fucking Trump today. Right here. I would love to see the methodology behind this. So not only is this chart stupid and garbage, it's also not relevant to what Tim Pool is saying here, because Tim Pool is acting as though this is an indication that Republicans are growing more moderate. I wonder why he cut out the top here. Do you think it had anything to do with the fact that he didn't want people looking at the source for this chart to find out that it didn't have to do with people's political alignment and instead had to do with the candidacies that they backed?
Then the far left is going far, far left. Is it really an issue of the rise of the far right? Or are we looking at an issue of the rise of the far left? And because the left is fracturing, it's becoming harder for them to defeat other politicians who are opposed to them. I mean, take a look at this graph that I've showed quite a bit in the past few days. Republicans are unifying more and more around central ideas, but the Democrats have veered so far left they've popped off the graph here.
Yeah, that's because oh God, I can't explain statistics to the kind of person who would actually listen to this and think this is a compelling argument. Just because Republicans tend to fall in line around a central figure and there's more disparity in the values of people who run in the Democratic primaries does not mean that there is a comparable rise of alt-right and alt-left. Also, To suggest that the rise of a political ideology can be determined exclusively by the voting patterns of the two political parties in the United States that actually matter is ludicrously fucking stupid. Unfathomably fucking stupid. As if there are no sort of extra political movements that have arisen. You don't have the Tea Party. You don't have the rise of the like far right trolling on places like Twitter and YouTube, where there are like unironic fucking Nazis in your mentions like every single day now. This was not the case 15 years ago. I did not used to wake up and go on YouTube and Twitter and just like, oh yeah, just casual fucking Nazis. Here, recommended videos. Ah yes, Nazis in my mentions. The extent to which far-right ideology has infiltrated the cultural diaspora extends a little bit beyond, oh well, people all vote for the one Republican candidate, but people voted for Bernie and Hillary in the primaries.
Now, of course, the Republicans have been off the graph in the past, but that's not what's happening today.
Imagine unironically being Tim Pool, hard-hitting journalist, and believing the extent to whether or not an ideology is seeing a rise to prominence is by how far right or left this very specific line on this very specific chart about candidates being elected to the presidency shows.
We can actually see that there were many more conservatives, even though the median was further away. But today, the median's actually just about in the middle. How?
The median is moving further right. Look at this. He can't even interpret his own data correctly. Look, the median for the Democratic Party has been a straight vertical fucking line. The median for the Conservative Party, for Republicans, has been leaning right. Incredible. Wow. Maybe he didn't see it. Ooh, just sliding over there.
How do we have a narrative about the rise of the far right when we have more data showing us that the Democrats are going absurdly far left? Perhaps it's because we live in a clown world. And here's the sad thing. While people try to use the clown world meme to express their frustration with all of this insane whatever the hell is happening.
From the perspective of a Nazi. Again, if you go under the clown world videos, they talk about black crime statistics and Jews controlling this all and the Holocaust having never happened.
There's just so much nonsense and insanity. So people try to share a meme that represents how crazy the world is. But of course, because some people who are racist on 4chan decided it was racist, it's now racist.
Well, no, the meme was actually immediately propped up and co-opted by racists, and now all of its definitional uses are pretty much exclusively used by racists. And again, if you go to the single most popular video about Honkler, and again, his name is Honkler, still a banger of a video, mind you. Now, the last time I went here, the comment section had died down a little bit, but I mean, there's a video of me looking at all the anti-Semitism and racism. So let's see what these this incredibly specific narrow margin of Nazis have done to affect the public perception of this meme. Okay. 10 out of 10 beat would play around black people. Yeah, I think it's calmed down now. Oy vey, it's another Honkler cost? Maybe not. Operation Honkler is in effect, taking back the rainbow flag. Fascinating. When somebody says the Notre Dame fire was an accident. Ooh, a reference to the popular alt-right conspiracy theory that it was actually Muslims or whatever, or Jews, I don't fucking know, who burnt the Notre Dame because it was a representation of Christianity. Multiculturalism is our strength, honk honk, almost as though one was making fun of the phrase. Yeah, it looks like it's calmed down a little bit. Can I watch my own video? I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. Honestly, fuck all of you. Hold on. Get ready to listen to a very annoying voice. Cameras walked before. Oh, we're doing it. In Clown World, the last man to lose his mind wins. Welcome to Clown World, where it's all upside down. Liars are believed, truth put in the ground. Here, good is always punished, and evil gets the crown. In Clown World, it's all upside and down. Both of these people have Clown Pepe avatars. Cool. So this, the world ends not with a bang, but a honk. So far, pretty innocent. We just have, like, the memes that are being made. That's pretty good. Yiddle me this, Goyman. What advocates for no barriers, yet has many walls? I'll let you in on this dog whistle, guys. Yiddle me this, Goyman. What advocates for no barriers, yet has many walls, is them saying that Jews are trying to push there be no southern border wall, but there are many walls in Israel. Just in case people are curious, I actually want Israel to tear its own walls down too. So that's cool. We got the comments. Oy vey. Cool. A humble wall merchant. What is that? Where have I heard that? Okay, we don't need to waste enough time with this. It's all fucking documented. It's a fucking Nazi meme. It's a Nazi meme. What are you gonna do? It's for Nazis. Nazi memes. There, look, it's me again. Welcome back. It's me, the original. Hey, listen. Listen to me, okay? Here's how you know. If you're ever... Listen, this is unironically a good tip, okay? If you're ever... Okay, if there's a time travel shenaniganry, some sort of nonsense like that, okay? And there are two Voshes fighting, okay? We're decking it out. We're punching each other in the face. We're kicking each other in the gut. We're very aggressively sucking each other's dicks. And then you have the gun with the one bullet, okay? Your hands tremble. Which one is the real one, okay? The real one is the one with the longer side hair. See? Look. If it's a short time travel disparity, I usually only get haircuts once every, 2 months. If my hair is a little bit longer, that means more time has passed, which means this is the current Vosh. Unless he came back from the future. If he came back from the future, you have to do the opposite. Also, if there's a great enough time disparity between whatever time the alternate Vosh arrived at and me, then this doesn't work. Then you should... Hold on. No, wait, what do you do then? Fuck. Actually, you know what? Just kill both of us. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, Clown World is objectively not. Anyone who pretends that Clown World is not a Nazi meme is either blisteringly ignorant and hasn't engaged with the subject material, or is themselves a Nazi or covering for Nazis. Okay? Listen, I give you guys permission, all right? If somebody being like, just because some alt-right trolls associated this with Nazism. No. The only people who say this are Nazis or Nazi sympathizers. And you know what the difference is between Nazis and Nazi sympathizers? One of them takes longer to say.
What better example of the clown world that we live in than a story about how the clown world meme is racist? A meme that is meant to show how strange the world has become. That certainly things are so crazy, only a clown could have written it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the sort of clown world rhetoric stems from people's belief that Jewish people are orchestrating a nightmarish fantasy world that is too impossible to believe. That Jewish people are orchestrating through their control of the government, through the media, through Hollywood, that they are subverting the white identity. This is all super well documented. I go over it in my video. It's a good video, folks. Give it a look, okay?
And yes, that's the new racist symbol. This may exemplify the issue perfectly in itself, wrapping up the whole story into a nice, tight little bow. The world isn't perfect. We're trying to build things as we go. We're trying to figure things out. That means things do change. So
What the fuck did that statement just mean? That was the most asinine statement I've ever heard in my entire life. Can we hear it again?
Up the whole story into a nice, tight little bow. The world isn't perfect. We're trying to build things as we go. We're trying to figure things out. That means things do change.
What the fuck is that statement? The world isn't perfect. We're trying to build things as we go. That means things... That is the most meaningless fucking... Wait.
So some of these stories are absurd and strange, and nothing is more perfect than highlighting the fact that we live in a strange and deranged world is now being considered racist. It seems like there's nothing you can do, because if
I say that we live in a strange and deranged world and nobody accuses me of being racist, it's because I don't use a Nazi meme to express the sentiment. Amazing! Incredible.
If you get involved in any way with a culture war, you must be insane. I can't imagine any sane person would want to take part in this
or
extreme
listen to your
nonsense.
videos.
So look, let me just say one last thing before I end this video. The reason I made this is because it really is stressful how just damn crazy everything is.
I hope that the stress gives you a fucking aneurysm. Please, God. I'm praying. Ugh. Tim Pool's shins are a gender-neutral bathroom. In case you see him at any events, VidCon perhaps, or whatever conservative or reactionary meetups he may occasionally frequent pretending to be a journalist, just keep in mind, okay?
And so instead of doing the normal thing, I put things together, I kind of wanted to highlight the sheer absurdity of many of these stories. There are way more stories that are way more absurd, but we can all clearly see just how insane things are.
All right, cool. Nice. He said nothing. Oh, God. Oh, man, that was such a waste of my life. How did I spend an hour talking about this video? There was no substance here. What the fuck is going on? Why do I do this? Why do I stream? Why do I even exist? Well, let's take a look at Super Chats. Then we'll keep it going. Oh, man, people have been giving me money. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Why would you do that? All you're doing is incentivizing me to spend more time watching this shit. Please, God. Holy shit, people have given me a lot of money. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. I mean, if you want. Okay. Jesus. Well, hold on. All right. Scott Fleckenstein with the $50 fucking dollars. Thank you so much for that support. Says Clown World, and presumably they shout it. Because it was in all caps and there was an exclamation point. Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous of you. People have been very generous to me this stream. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm not going to complain. Thank you. Seriously. Aurora with the $2. One day 4chan and Poll will invade Wikipedia. Yeah. I mean, it's already happened to an extent. Every time there's a big controversial subject or an event, Wikipedia has to lock down. Why am I getting a phone call? Guys, I made it back. You'll never know of my secret memes. What was I looking at on my computer screen? A mystery to all. Okay. So, Thomas with the £5. Bullets are theses, Nazis are the antithesis. I just want to find synthesis in Wolfenstein 3D. Keep dunking on Beanie Baby Comrade. Big love. I love you too, Thomas. I agree. That is a good way of discursively resolving the agitation in our society. In a video game. Vamashara with the 20 South Korean buckaree dues. Keep bashing the fash. Thank you. I will. Imperishable Neat with the $2. If you don't listen to Chapo, where do you hear Chud from? Oh, I frequent the subreddit. Never Look Back 75 with the $2. Have you ever watched Bo of the Fifth Column? I have never actually watched him, though I do know about him. Alexi Time with the $10. Are you suggesting Tim Pool's claim to be politically impartial to be untrue just because he only sees and reports the left as being wrong? Amazing. Amazing! Fascinating. How does it happen? I don't know. How does it happen? I'll never know. Tim Pool, you sneaky little devil. How do you do it? How do you do it, Tim Pool? Wow. Rebellious Upstart with a $75 donation. Incredibly generous of you. Through Streamlabs, too, so I get a bigger cut of the donation. Dig your content. Keep suplexing smooth brain talking points. Bullying 2. I'm scared of people not like us. Could you do future videos calling out the similar proclaimed liberal talking points who fail to call for progression? Debate sometime? I don't know if you're asking me to debate you or debate somebody in general, but I'm happy to debate, generally speaking, though I do prefer to debate people I disagree with. You probably agree with me. Thank you so much for the $1 dues. I would be interested in calling out liberal people more often, though. That would be fun. Also, liberals are, while incredibly stupid, at least a little bit higher up there than Tim fucking Pool. So maybe I can get a little bit more going on over here. Mish Monster. I just want to say, by the way, and I do need to say this. This is very important to me. The support that I get while doing this shit, unbelievably generous. Really, truly huge, amazing. However, and I'm not saying anyone's done this, by the way, but if anyone donates to me to like get my attention or set something up or be friends with me, don't do that, okay? Only give me money if you want to support me. Realistically speaking, I'm very limited in my time. I can't engage with all the kind, fair, wonderful, generous, beautiful people in my audience. And I don't want to prioritize interacting with those who have given me money. That's kind of antithetical to my principles, you know? Mish Monster with the 10, again, not saying anyone's done this. I'm just saying. It's something that I try. Parasocial relationships, you know how it be. Mish Monster with the $10. You're a really cool guy and I support your work and also happen to think you're hot. Have a good day. Well, Mish Monster, I think you're hot too. Thank you very much for the $10. I really appreciate your appreciation of my content. Josh Beach with the $2. Tim Pool sounds like a mosquito skull fucking you. I mean, it has the same effect on my general level of happiness. Mish Monster donated $50. I don't really care. I want to support you because I support you, and I really don't care what your significant other or anyone else has to say. I really like your work and hate that people judge me just because I also think you're hot. Have money. Well, I appreciate the support. I don't know what my significant other has to do with it. And I don't mind being told that I'm hot. Yeah, that's a bit of a strange way to word that. Not gonna lie. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the support and everything, but Clown World. Alexi Time with the $10. Is it weird racists throw away objects because black people touch them? Now leftists have to throw away memes because Nazi touched them. Random observation or hidden truth. Alexi Time, I think you just broke the code, my friend. There is literally a difference between us two. Oh, God. I don't even know what the fuck you're on right now, Alexi Time. That's like 8 levels of dialectical analysis, but I appreciate it. James Hill with the 2.79 Canadian dollars. We like hearing you say our stuff, Vosh. Sexual AF. Hey, I'm here for it, okay? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to deliver that content. Aurora with the $5. Split personality Vosh Live SmackDown, properly articulate, researched, hyper-detailing, calm Vosh versus screaming, whining, praying, dabbing Vosh. That would be a powerful fight right there, let me tell you. That would be some climactic fucking DBZ tournament arc saga shit, okay? Thank you so much for the $5. The Sakaira with the $2. Some black guy did an MK11 video. I lost my mind. I covered that video like 2 streams ago. Watch my streams. Watch every one of my streams. Never not watch my streams. Do you have any plans for your stream content? Yeah, I plan on streamlining my content in a little bit, Miller Delight. Maybe bring on some people to debate. I'm getting big enough that I can actually pressure people on Twitter now. Aiden Heron with the $5. Tactics on moving liberals more to the left. Being funny. Huge fan of your content, my dude. Have you thought about having experts in particular issues on stream? Yes, I have thought about that, and it's something that I want to do, okay? Just because I found a happy little niche doesn't mean that I can't grow and interact with people who know more than me. I want to. That way I can have a big boy brain and I can use my big boy brain against the other people who I talk to, which will probably be more fun conversations, mine, but... Anyway, being funny and being relaxed and sort of like loose-shouldered, great way to bring libs over. Bengus Khan with the $5. We're almost done, folks. Bengus Khan with the $5. Hey, Vosh, I wanted to start making videos for BreadTube, but transitioning in the public eye sounds crappy. Should I just say screw it and do it anyway? Ooh. Guys, oh, man. That's, are you debating people from Discord on stream today so I know to watch the joint argue room? Nah, I'm not debating anyone from stream. I'll let you guys know if I will. Ooh, that's a tough one, Genghis Khan. You want to do BreadTube content, but transitioning publicly does put you in an awkward position. I can't listen. The world does need people like you, like people like us doing content like this. But that I can't make that decision for you. Listen, it's up to you and the extent to which you think you're capable of handling abuse online. I don't know. That's really a matter of your personal ability to stomach that shit. Good luck. The YouTuber named Some Black Guy Genius. Oh, another some fucking black guy. Oh, okay. Well, what are you gonna do? Sakaira, thank you very much for the $2. And Sensei with the $5. Love you are content, daddy. I love you are too, Sensei. Can wait. Can wait. Get back to some fucking video games. Except instead of video games, I just mean regular videos. Why do these people gotta give me money? Ow. Oh. Oh, God, that fucking hurt. All right. Now, like all good God-fearing white people, I am a fan of James Allsup, a Nazi. Let's watch a James Allsup video. James Allsup is accusing Harvard of picking a radical bigot to give a graduation speech. And let me tell you guys, let me tell you, there is nothing on earth that gives me more pleasure than listening to actual literal Nazis complain about other people being bigots. Nothing gives me strength like this. Who is James Allsup? James Allsup is a Nazi. Here, again, we can go to his Wikipedia page. Look, see? Purple link. Hey! Right now, if you Google James Allsup, the top result from videos is my stream. Oh, that's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, if you go to James Allsup, it's far-right political commentator described as a white supremacist, white nationalist, a member of the American Identity Movement, a white nationalist and neo-Nazi organization, Unite the Right rally. He was at Charlottesville. Yeah. Okay, he's a fucking Nazi. Okay, let's do it. Try that search again on incognito mode. Yeah, good idea. Okay, let's do it. Give me that top secret shit. Yes! Ha ha! Even in incognito mode, without those biases, I'm still on top. Good. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
One of the bright spots of the Trump presidency is how easy some people are finding it to get a job. Even if you have no marketable skills, no ability to relate to people, and your only talent is for racial demagoguery, you too can find yourself on the good side of the unemployment statistics, such as...
Yeah, isn't that one of Trump's big talking points? Lowest unemployment rate in forever or whatever? This is a good thing, right?
The case for Mr. Tim Wise. Tim is an anti-racist activist and...
His own site... LOL. Tim Wise is among the most prominent anti-racist writers and educators in the United States. Is it cringy on your own site if you're a big activist to say you're among the most prominent of something? This doesn't seem that cringy to me, but okay.
An author, or so he presents himself. When he's referenced in the media, Tim is always spoken about positively. USA Today refers to him as just an act.
Ooh, now we see the beef. Read this. Activist Tim Wise said the comment reveals that Trump's either thinks Jews are Israelis or we Jews have our own prime minister. Tim Wise is a Jew. Ooh, no wonder Allsup is mad. Ooh.
Activist. Salon treats him as an expert witness and hosts him glowingly for pieces wherein he talks about the crisis of whiteness and the collective nervous breakdown of white people. Isn't it funny how if you spend your entire career bashing and inciting hatred against white people...
Wait, he's inciting hatred against white people? I didn't know being critical of the institution that is whiteness is the same as white bashing. But okay. Woo. Way to bury that lead, James Allsup. Ooh, got a fearmonger right at the beginning there.
The mainstream media will refer to you simply as an activist, but if you do what people like, say, Nick Fuentes, Patrick Casey, or myself have done and campaign for America First, sensible policies that have been endorsed throughout American history.
Ooh. Oh my God. If you're an activist, anti-racist activist who incites hatred against white people treat you fine. But if you're if you're just a little old Nazi like me and Nick Fuentes, another Nazi, by the way, who made jokes about the number of Jews who died at the Holocaust and said those numbers are probably not realistic, as in way less than 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust, as in Holocaust revisionism. But if you're just a little old Nazi like me, people call you a racist. People call you a racist for supporting policies that America has endorsed throughout history. Cites an article from 1924 at a time when discrimination was legal against black people. How can people call me racist for supporting slavery? How? Americans loved slavery. Holy shit, that's the biggest donation I've ever fucking got. I'll wait for it to do the dingling so I can respond to it. I gotta respond. Guys, fuck. I try and live like a socialist, but when people toss money at me like this, I gotta, ooh. Haley Foster with the $100. So glad Deadhead Animation would recommend your videos. Been watching non-stop for the past couple days. Watching you debunk all right movies, Nazis, and so needed. Plus you're hilarious. Keep it up. The fuck? Take that money back. I don't deserve that fucking money. What the fuck is wrong with you? Thank you so much for the support, my friend. That is unbelievably generous of you. And I really appreciate it. I'm also glad Deadhead Animation called me out. You know, makes me feel good. Hey, thank you, seriously. And to those of you in chat, because I just saw a comment, listen to me, okay? And you listen good. I love all my fans equally, not just the ones who give me money, okay? Seriously, thank you. That's really generous. So what were we saying? Oh yeah, so James Allsup unironically just did "This guy's racist, but everyone maligns us because we're just widow old Nazis." All right, let's keep it going.
Without ever inciting hatred or violence of any kind.
Never incited hatred or violence. Videos on YouTube, Nick Fuentes literally making jokes about the Holocaust and saying that it probably didn't happen, or if it did, not enough Jews died for the 6 million number. And you are again, guys, they're Nazis. Okay, can we not focus on, because every single time he says some dumbass shit like that, I'm gonna feel a need to pause the video and be like, hey, keep in mind this is coming from a Nazi. Isn't the irony delicious? I don't need to do that every time. So whenever he does this for the rest of the video, and if you want to know more about how Nick Fuentes and James Allsup are Nazis, and so as to avoid I being accused of slinging the fucking dirt onto them, please do your own research. If you can look at the histories of these people and not think they're Nazis, I invite you, please look it over, message me on Discord, we can debate, and I can shit down your throat live, okay? They're Nazis. The only reason they don't call themselves that is for optics reasons. So from now on, whenever I'm just going to say from a Nazi, when he says something that justifies such a reaction. Okay? That's the plan.
The media calls you an evil bigot. People can say,
yeah, because you're a Nazi.
Horrible, nasty, violent, truly bigoted things against white people.
Oh, let's read that. You white people are on an endangered list, and unlike, say, the bald eagle or some exotic species of muskrat, you are not worth saving. In 40 years or so, maybe fewer, there won't be any more white people around, and that's a good thing. I agree with that statement. I can't wait for all of us to get bred out of existence so we're all a milky fucking brown. You may call that being a race traitor. I don't give a fuck about race. I don't care that I'm white. The only reason I give a fuck about me being white is so I can charm cops out of giving me speeding tickets, okay? That's it. That's the only extent to which I care about being white. If my children turn out milky brown, I don't give a fuck. It should be noted, by the way, that when this guy talks about, like, whiteness, he's not talking about white people. He talks about whiteness as an institutional concept. So, whiteness as an exclusionary social construct.
But then if people call them out for it, they're the ones who are deplatformed and kicked out of polite society.
No, I could criticize those statements. I'm just not a Nazi.
While the ones saying the nasty things get college speaking tours and massive book deals.
I mean, there are right-leaning people who say nasty things and get college tours and book deals. Milo Yiannopoulos, fucking Ben Shapiro. What do you want me to say? Not that I'm saying what he said was nasty, mind you, but...
It's like in school. If a school bully punches you and you peacefully defuse the situation, then the school expels you for being involved. Anyways, Tim Wise.
Okay. Very telling, by the way, to the fundamental juvenility of Nazism, that he relates this experience of what he considers this to be like a cultural hypocrisy. He relates this to like being the guy who was picked on at school and got expelled for it, even though he didn't start the fight. It speaks to the juvenility that schoolyard dynamics are the lens through which he chooses to frame this particular antagonism.
Bloated, scrawny-armed, weird-looking little guy who looks like a bizarro world Sargon of Akkad is...
He just looks like a fucking old white dude. What do you want?
Back in the news because...
I'm not calling you ugly. I mean, James Allsup, you're not ugly. You're actually pretty handsome, which is unfortunate. I don't see any blue hair. I don't see any blonde hair or blue eyes, though. Better luck next time. My eyes are blue. My hair is a dirty blonde, one might say. You know, when the brown shirts start coming for us, irrespective of ideology, I know who's getting sent to the camps and who's going to live in the glorious Aryan ethno-state. And it's not you, buddy.
Because apparently he has a new gig. He's going to be a commencement speaker at Harvard University. Harvard has tapped him to be the keynote speaker at the university's Decade of Dialogue.
I recognize that font. Is that Breitbart? Campus lecturer Tim Wise. Oh no. James Allsup, a Breitbart link? Oh. Oh no. He wouldn't do that, would he?
Dialogue diversity event. Congratulations, Tim, on your new gig. And in celebration of this awesome achievement that took you years to work up to, I thought it would be appropriate to look back on your history, look back on some of your prior comments to give people a complete and holistic interpretation of what it is you do here. Tim.
Nice. So again, and I should note this, because we're going into the paint with this one. I don't know who the fuck Tim Wise is. I have literally never heard this name before today. Okay, I don't know the fuck. I don't leave my house. All right, so I'm learning with you guys. All right, I don't have any secret trump cards hidden under my sleeve about how Tim Wise actually fucking goes to Africa and personally breastfeeds the starving Congo baby. I don't have any shit up my sleeve. Okay, I'm here learning with you. So today we're gonna watch James Allsup. He's gonna probably tell us a lie or at least a misleading statistic, and then we're gonna have to correct him live on the fly. This is a skill everyone should learn. Okay, this is very important. Being able to take down alt-right talking points live with no preparation, okay? Because what they'll often catch you on is alt-righters will have like the sneaky stats that you couldn't prepare for. Oh, well, you say that the left is anti-racist and the right is racist? Take a look at this! And then they'll throw out a bunch of like headline articles or article headlines. Am I dyslexic? Okay, we're here to respond to that tactic specifically, okay?
Tim Wise is an author and a writer in the same way that a guy with a SoundCloud account who makes lo-fi hip-hop beats with his friends is a record executive.
Okay, so let's see. Tim Wise. Let's see how many books he's written. Wow. Given speeches at over 600 college campuses. Holy shit. This guy's prolific. And he only has a bachelor's in political science? God damn. Written works. Okay, so I'm seeing 10 publications. I don't know if any of these were co-written or if any of these are just like little thin pamphlet books, but whew, that's more than I ever wrote. So if he calls himself a writer, I think he actually has a right to do that.
Tim's writing is primarily him hammering out halfway legible tweets expressing his disdain for a certain racial group.
He wrote 10 books. Also, I like how James Allsup says this is disdain for a certain racial group when Tim Wise is critiquing white nationalists here. Ooh, James Allsup, maybe you're actually you're actually the person who is racist against white people, because I am a white and I do not identify with your white nationalist movement. Quit painting us white folk with a broad brush, my friend.
Hammering out halfway legible tweets expressing his disdain for a certain racial group. Can you guess who it is? If Twitter is going to be banning people for inciting racial hatred, as they say they do, then Tim Wise should be at the top of the list.
For making a tweet saying that white nationalists should feel uncomfortable in society? That's not a racial thing. Hey, James Allsup, there are non-white white nationalists. Like Candace Owens. Tim Pool would disagree, of course, but you've got people like Jesse Lee Peterson and Candace Owens and plenty of others who are non-white white nationalists. I bet that, what the fuck is this guy's name? I keep thinking Tim Pool. Tim Wise, yeah. I bet Tim Wise would agree that these people also fall within the purview of people who should not feel comfortable in society. Not really racial hatred. More a hatred of, let's say, very exclusionary and genocidal ideology.
When Milo Yiannopoulos was banned from Twitter, that was the beginning of the end of his career. When I
Good.
was banned from Twitter, when I lost my account, I saw a significant drop in my engagement with my followers and viewers. And neither
I got banned from Twitch, motherfuckers. 2 months of streaming, and I got banned from Twitch. You know what I got banned for? Getting really angry at Israel. Where were all the Nazis supporting me? Huh? I'm just kidding. I don't want their support.
Neither Milo nor myself never tweeted anything as incendiary as what you're going to read from Tim Wise today. Tim tweeted anything as incendiary as what...
If white people elect Roy Moore in Alabama, no decent human being should ever spend another dime in that state unless it is with a black-owned business or the Birmingham Civil Rights Museum. It's time to destroy white Alabama like we should have 150 years ago. I agree. The Union Army didn't go nearly far enough.
What you're going to read from Tim Wise today. Tim Wise, the hero of Harvard, college tour extraordinaire, is the topic of today's video. We'll talk about how censorship that is presented as neutral and designed to affect all parties is actually really just used against the political right and people the technocrats don't like. And we'll talk about the amazing corruption that goes on within the university system that makes it possible for a guy like Tim Wise, who basically just fed posts about ending white people.
He's written 10 books and apparently had over 600 college graduation speaking sessions. I don't think he's just active on Twitter, my dude. I think he actually does stuff.
That makes it possible for him not to be investigated by the FBI, but instead...
Whoa! Investigated by the FBI for saying that white nationalism is bad? Ooh! Bitch boy Allsup. Narc Allsup trying to get the feds called and the peeps he don't like.
For him to be on stage at some of America's most powerful and hallowed universities. These are the people the media unquestioningly cites as experts, neutral observers of American race relations. These are the people they want you to think are the good guys. Most people never look into what they say and what they actually believe. That's what we're going to do here, and we'll only be
please. It was 3.5 minutes in.
Please. At what he says publicly on his social media platforms. This isn't even counting what he says, surely, to people in private about what he really thinks.
Guys, what do you think the odds are that in the entire course of this video, Tim Wise is not going to say a single thing that I find objectionable? Are you ready? Can you wait? I can't wait. Guys, if I become like a big public figure, I'm way the fuck more edgy than any of the people Nazis like to go after now. Oh god, they're going to have a fucking field day with me.
All of that and more ahead in today's video. But first, they can't stop you from getting flamed by Tim Wise, but they can keep you safe online. You need VPN protection from Virtual Shield.
Oh my god. Imagine unironically getting a sponsorship deal.
The app and
with a Nazi.
Protect yourself from these threats. Phone device, regardless of using the protection. Talking about Tucker Carlson, a little bit about Tim Wise around 6 months ago when I did that video talking about Tucker Carlson's home being attacked by Antifa. We talked a little bit about
attacked by Antifa. Okay. Staging protests outside the door. Reaching a little bit there, but even so, good.
about his background, and we'll refresh on that today, just for those who may have not seen that video. It's important to know people's histories, where they came from, so you can understand the context of their political opinions. Now, I'm going to read directly from Tim Wise's Wikipedia page.
Please
There's
do.
no editorializing, none of my own opinion.
Wait, we're just looking at the Wikipedia page? That's what I'm watching this video for? Okay,
Nothing.
fine. No, fine. Go on.
I'm not adding anything to this. This is directly from Tim's Wikipedia, which I will link down below. Quote, Wise was born in Nashville, Tennessee, to
We're literally just... Okay.
Michael Julius Wise and Lucinda Ann Wise. His paternal grandfather was Jewish, of Russian origin, while the...
Curious. Oh, please focus on him being Jewish. I don't think he's going to. Allsup isn't that stupid, but please... Oh, do it.
The rest of his ancestry is Northern European, including some Scottish. Wise has said that when he was about 12 years old, his synagogue was attacked by white supremacists. Wise attended...
White supremacists. I love how he like the way his tone of voice shifts, kind of like he's talking about like movie villains, like something that's fantastical that you couldn't, you know? In the same way that I would say, oh yeah, and then Tucker Carlson's house was attacked by Antifa. Whereas I bet you in this, the white supremacists actually did attack the synagogue.
Public schools in Nashville, graduating from Hillsborough High School in 1986. In high school, he was
We're really reading the whole thing?
student body vice president and a member of one of the top high school debate teams in the U.S. Wise attended college at Tulane University in New Orleans and received his BA there, with a major in political science and a minor in Latin American studies. While a student, he was a leader in a campus anti-apartheid movement, which sought to force Tulane to divest from companies still doing business with the government of South Africa. Tim was born in Nashville, Tennessee, went to public schools his whole life, and attended Tulane University, which is not an Ivy League elite school. These are not the typical hallmarks of an elite upbringing, but throughout his career, Tim has successfully used his image as a Southern white man, just like you, to further his perceived credibility on racial issues. It's worth noting that his entire professional career after graduating college has been spent doing anti-racist activism and writing. I don't get the impression from his Wikipedia page that he's ever had a real job or interacted with the regular working class white people he seems to hate so much.
What the fuck is he going on about? He's clearly doing fine. What does any of this have to do with anything? Sure, we can go... Okay. Tim Wise. Does it matter if he's had a job? What? Okay. Career. Okay, let's find it. Work campaigning against David Duke, youth coordinator, associate director, doing lectures, served as an advisor to the Fisk University. What the fuck is he talking about? He's had a ton of jobs. What do you mean? I don't think a person's validity is determined by them being on the payroll of an institution, but Tim Wise clearly has done work. Okay, sure.
He's been in the anti-racist activist and writer circle for years now, ever since he graduated from university, which, as we know, has very few white people. And the white people it does have tend to be of elite or upper middle class upbringing. For a man with such a sheltered perspective, Tim has some very strong views.
Wait, he has a sheltered perspective? I thought James Allsup just said that he didn't have the typical early life of an elite. He went to public education, then went to like a middle-of-the-line university. Is he sheltered? It seems like he actually engages very frequently with social issues. Doesn't that leave a person to feel to not be sheltered?
About white people, men, and Christians, and especially white Christian American men. You want to laugh because it's crazy, but it's disturbing knowing that people like this have actual power in our society.
People like what? A person who went to public education, went to a university, worked as an activist, got jobs with a bunch of different activist, nonprofit, and such organizations. Is that scary? Is that scary? Am I scared? Okay, I'm not scared. Okay, this is weird.
And it's impossible to describe Tim's feelings as anything other than pure, visceral, disgusting racial hatred. In 2012, Tim tweeted that Christians deserved to be mocked viciously and run out of the public square.
Okay. Well, he said people who believe in a god of hell/damnation deserve to be mocked viciously and run out of a public square. Don't Muslims also believe that? I think Jews don't believe in hell, but honestly, who the fuck knows? 1,000 different people, you can get 1,001 different interpretations of their sacred text.
You'll see this mob mentality language come to prominence, especially after the 2016 election.
Is that a mob mentality language? He just says that people who do blank deserve to be, I guess, socially ostracized? Yeah, mocked viciously, run out of public square. That's social ostracization, right? Is that a mob mentality? He's not even talking about Christians here.
These elite activist types are obsessed with pushing people they disagree with.
Wait, elite? I thought he just said he wasn't an elite. James also... Maybe my IQ is too low. Maybe it's that Polish blood in me, that swarthy Eastern European Slav blood. That means my skull shape doesn't have the right indentations to ensure maximum fucking neuron flow. I'm not really following the point that James Allsup is laboriously trying to arrive at. It seems like he's contradicting himself constantly here. He calls this guy elite and out of touch, but also acknowledges that he had a pretty standard, like lower to middle class upbringing with public education, and then immediately got working as an activist, which is a very socially engaged job.
With to the fringes of society. They know they can't win the debate. Instead, they want to see you pushed out of your job, isolated from your family, you and your children starved and dead.
Wow. You get triggered real easily, don't you, James Allsup? Jesus Christ. So saying that white nationalists and white supremacists and such should be socially ostracized is saying that you want white children dead? Oof. I don't know. I don't get offended that easily. But yeah, I like the juxtaposition here too. James Allsup saying that they can't win the debate. So what debate? The debate with Nazis like you? It doesn't matter. Winning the debate isn't how you stop Nazis from taking over society. You have to use other methods to ensure that Nazis don't take over society. Again, back in the rise of Hitler and the Nazi Party, back in the late 20s and early 30s in Germany, there were a whole bunch of fucking liberals in the what was the Weimar Republic, in the democratic German state, who did a whole lot of cutesy liberal fucking satire at crazy old Adolf Hitler. Haha, Hitler, more like Shitler over there. It didn't really work. It turns out that debate winning isn't actually... It's almost as though the impetus to engage in debate is just a smokescreen that white nationalists throw up to prevent people from focusing on the real strategies which prevent the rise of Nazism, which is, of course, bashing.
Think that's an exaggeration? Well, let's let Tim do the talking. On Facebook in 2015, Tim argued that Christians shouldn't just be run out of the public square. No, his beliefs had advanced. They should be put in prison for their beliefs. Quote, if you're basing your morality on a fairy tale written thousands of years ago, you deserve to be locked up, detained, for your utter inability to deal with reality. No, we are not obligated to indulge your irrationality in the name of your religious freedom, but we will provide you with a very comfortable room, against which walls you may hurl yourself hourly if you choose. Knock yourself out. No, seriously, knock yourself out completely for weeks at a time. I'm sort of kidding, but not by much.
At the end there, he says he's kidding. Why you get so triggered easily? Why you get triggered so fucking easily, James Allsup? I thought you were supposed to be a thick-skinned fucking internet. Just an internet keyboard warrior. Why are you getting mad so easily? He clearly says it's a joke. I mean, that just seems like an edgy take to me, like religious people are shit and they should all be locked up. I agree with the religious people are shit. I'm an anarchist, so I don't suggest that my political opponents should be locked up, but...
We can only speculate whether he would offer those same padded rooms to followers of the Quran or the Talmud in 20...
Wait, what? Wait, he specifically says, if you're basing your morality on a fairy tale written thousands of years ago, he never once specifies Christianity. This would absolutely include followers of Islam and Jewish people. Like, this is clear cut.
out completely for weeks at a time. I'm sort of kidding, but not by much. We can only speculate whether he would offer those same padded rooms to followers of the Quran or the Talmud. In 2017, Tim Wise chimed in with the following, quote, "If white people elect Roy Moore in Alabama, no decent human being should ever spend another dime in that state."
We already saw this one. You already threw this one up. Why are you repeating material? I thought this guy had a lifetime of of hatred and anti-white bigotry for you to pull from, and you're reusing tweets?
A black-owned business, or the Birmingham Civil Rights Museum. If Moore wins, it's time to destroy white Alabama like we should have 150 years ago. Take a moment to appreciate the fact that Tim Wise
Are there people who unironically want to debate me right now? Are there seriously people in chat who are gunning for me? You realize I can't be stopped, right? Well, please. Let's finish the video, then we'll see where we're at.
Established and respected author and activist is saying that all white Alabamans should have been killed 150 years ago.
Whoa! James, Allsup. Nobody said that all white Alabamans should be killed. They say that white Alabama should have been destroyed back during the Civil War. I think that's reasonable. The Civil War, I mean, after all, the Confederacy, that wasn't America. That was a traitorous union of rebellious states that took arms against the glorious, legitimate United States of America. That republic we look to defend. I have nothing wrong with marching down into Alabama 150 years ago. As who is the big general? My history's bad. Come on, the Union General. You all know who I'm fucking talking about. What? Grant. Yeah, Grant. Thank you. Grant's who I'm talking about. Grant and Sherman? Sherman? We're going Sherman? Fine, Sherman. Whatever. Both of them tag teaming Alabama. I'd be fine with it. Reparations, or not reparations, sorry. The Reconstruction failed.
Despite the fact that, less than 3% of Southerners ever owned a slave.
Ooh. Whoa! But 100% of Southerners participated in a rebellion against the United States of America to defend slavery. I love it when Nazis bring this talking point out, like, you say the Confederacy wanted to defend slavery. Only a small percentage of Southerners ever owned slaves. Okay. Then why did they rebel? Why did they fight and die to defend their right to own slaves? Why? Why'd they do that then? Why didn't the 97% of Southerners who didn't own slaves go, actually, fuck this, and let slavery be abolished? Whew. It's almost as though cultural and social acceptance of slavery and propping up the institutions which reinforce slavery go a little bit beyond the actual number of people who personally own slaves.
Doesn't really matter to Tim. Yeah, if somebody on the right had proposed what Tim is proposing here, which can only accurately be described as race war.
What? Race war? 150 years ago, it was white Union soldiers fighting white Confederate soldiers. There were a couple divisions of of freed slaves who joined up with the Union, I think. But that would hardly be qualified as a race war. More of a civil war?
As the result of a special Senate election,
32% of families owned slaves in the South during 1860. Here, wait, let's look that up. Five myths about slavery from History.com. There were Irish slaves in the American colonies. South seceded over the issue of state. Yeah, okay, I know that one's bullshit. Only a small percentage of Southerners owned slaves. Ah, yes, just what you said. The 1960 census shows that in states that would soon secede from the Union, an average of more than 32% of white families owned slaves. Ooh, embarrassing. Ooh, how did Nazi James Allsup fall 1/11th of the actual percentage point number? Whew. The world may never know.
That person would be justifiably shunned and probably investigated, if not just arrested.
Let's get back to the beginning of this point.
As the result of a special Senate election, that person would be justifiably shunned and probably investigated, if not just arrested. But when
What? I don't understand the point he's making. If somebody did the opposite, what? We're like, if there was a black senator, and if the black people voted for it, then the white people should destroy black Alabama? Ooh, I wonder if there's a broader historical and social context here that makes those two instances incomparable. I think he recognizes that the two are incomparable, which is why he didn't even bother to describe the the alternate scenario he's referring to here, because he knew it would sound preposterous.
Tim does it. He gets a 600 college speaking tour and a spot at Harvard. This post doesn't have a year, but I would guess it's from 2014 or 2015. Tim says the following, quote, "As long as white police continue to kill black men without consequence, white people's lives should be disrupted. Our traffic, our neighborhoods, our schools, our workplaces, our houses of worship, our sleep. No more life as normal for anyone until there is justice. This gear shift has no neutral."
Yeah, okay. I agree with that statement. Yeah. Yeah. No justice, no peace. You know how it be. There's inequality. If one person finds themselves in shackles, so too are we all chained. Yeah, absolutely.
Again, take a moment to acknowledge the fact that Tim is calling for unending harassment of all white people, including white children at school.
God damn, the fucking pearl clutching. Keep in mind, Tim Wise is advocating for harassment of all white people, even little white babies. Tim Wise wants you to sneak into hospitals and pick up the small white babies from the carriages and shake the babies until they stop being white. And what? And this isn't harassment. This is agitation. As like to call this harassment would be like saying that doing a protest that blocks the road, you're harassing every single person who's in the traffic jam. That's not how harassment works. Harassment is deliberate, direct, and targeted. Agitation, protesting is not.
And for white people to be harassed in their sleep at their homes. And
do you think James Allsup, my good friend, who's unironically giving me, whoa, where is this face from? It's the DreamWorks face! James Allsup, I didn't know you had it in you. Oh, James Allsup, you talented, talented man. Oh, God, yes. Whew. So as James Allsup, pictured here, was saying, Tim Wise is advocating that here. Tim Wise is advocating that that white people should be harassed in their sleep. Here's a question. James Allsup, do you think when he says that, he means that you should commit a crime and break into white people's homes and like shake them out of their sleep and then run out giggling? Or do you think he meant that protesting should continue into the night, and more in a broad sort of metaphorical, allegorical sense, that we shouldn't respect white people's desire for stability and civility when in the face of such massive institutional oppression? I don't know. Maybe up to personal interpretation. Maybe I'm a little bit more charitable to him. After all, I don't really care that he's Jewish.
this guy's hailed by the media as a peaceful activist, just an activist and writer. I go out there and say, hey, let's return our immigration laws to what they were.
Just so you guys know, by the way, the screen image that he has back here is another alt-right dog whistle. It's the Peppo family, like a Peppo dog and a Peppo child and a Peppo boy and a Peppo girl who are looking at each other lovingly, and it says they took this from us. It's an anti-Semitic dog whistle that like the Jewish puppet masters atop media stole the white family to which you were entitled. It's called Apu. Well, some people call him Peppo, okay? So that's what I call him. Whatever the case is, it's an anti-Semitic dog whistle. They're saying that Jewish people are responsible for taking away the family life that white people are entitled to.
Before 1965, and journos are beating down my door and harassing my family over it.
Can we go, what?
Activist and writer. I go out there and say, hey, let's return our immigration laws to what they were before 1965, and journos are beating down my door and harassing my family over it.
Yeah, because you're a Nazi. You deserve all of the harassment you get. And more. I would go so far as to say that you have perhaps not experienced enough harassment because you're still on the internet. I don't know what to say. Yeah, one person is racist and one person is not. So one person gets shit on and one person doesn't. And again, James Allsup is aware of this fact. He knows there's a reason why James Allsup isn't sharing his actual views. He says, oh, I just want to return American immigration law to a previous state. His actual views, which are to prevent brown people from entering the country and to deport brown people that are already in the country, to systemically ostracize non-white and non-Christian people within this country. He doesn't express his actual views because that wouldn't make him look as good, would it? Hyena, don't give me your fucking minimum wage pay. God damn it.
We live in clown world. Remember, the journos are beating down my door and harassing my family over it. We live in clown world.
It's just a meme, guys. It's just a meme. I don't know why Nazis keep saying clown world. It's not a Nazi thing. It's just a meme, guys. Ignore the comments underneath the clown world videos. Ignore all the anti-Semitism and anti-fucking racial minority speech. Ignore the fact that Nazis use this habitually. Ignore the fact that it came from 4chan and 8chan's poll board. Ignore the fact that they talk about all the ways in which it symbolically represents their desire to indicate the Jewish control of the media, Jewish control of society, and they want to take the rainbow back from the cage. Ignore all that. Okay? It's just a meme, okay? It's just a funny frogman with rainbow wig. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it, okay? Honk honk.
Remember Julian Von Abel, the physics prodigy that found himself...
Wait, what was that?
We live in clown world. Remember Julian Von Abel, the physics prodigy that...
Oh, sorry. I think my eyes just fucking blurred. Like my fucking vision just blurred out. Jesus Christ.
Found himself on the receiving end of a media social justice inquisition because he made factually accurate statements about the history of Western civilization. Well...
What factually accurate statements? I like that. Again, Nazis always lie. A Nazi will never be open with their beliefs until it's too late. Okay? Listen to how he talks about this. Oh, yeah, my friend was harassed for making just some factual statements about the history of Western... What statements? Can you share those statements with us, James Allsup? I would be interested in hearing the exact statements that they made.
Well, Tim was in on that one, too. This is what he said. Quote, time to wreck this little blank. The irony of his rant is that once we make his ass famous for this, he will never accomplish anything.
Let's actually watch the video. Let's watch what James Allsup describes as making factual statements about the history of Western civilization. Bishop Talbert Swam. Okay. Oh, apparently they're with Fox News. That's cool. Oh, God, get Timple on my fucking face. The molding of white supremacists begins. Oh, it's Swan. Still up? Okay, so where's the actual video? Where's the original video? Hold on. White Columbia U student to non-white students. Damn, who is this person?
On the receiving end of a media social justice inquisition because he made facts over it. We live in clown world. Remember Julian Von Abel, the physics...
Julian Von Abel. Julian Von Abel. Ah, here we go.
We built the modern world. We built the modern world.
All right, let's listen, okay?
We built the modern world.
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 Europeans built the modern world.
Europeans built the modern
We
world.
invented science and industry.
We invented science and industry.
We invented science and industry.
We invented... Wow, this guy comes off unhinged. We invented science and industry.
And you want to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad.
And you want us to tell us to stop because, oh my God, we're so bad.
We invented the modern world.
We invented the modern world.
Feel you. You're so dumb. We invented the modern world. You fucking degenerate. We saved billions of people from starvation. You joking me? We built modern civilization.
Built modern civilization.
White people are the best thing that ever happened to the world.
White people are the best thing that ever happened to the world.
We are so amazing. I love myself.
We are so amazing. I love myself.
And I love white people.
I love white people. He love white people.
Fuck yeah, white people. Right here. Fuck yeah, white men.
Fuck yeah, white people. Fuck yeah, white men.
White men. We did everything.
White men, we did everything.
Look, I don't hate other people. I just love white men. I just love white men.
I don't hate other people. I just love white men. I just love white men. I can think of a couple reasons why this person may have seen a fair share of harassment. So this guy was apparently a physics student. Heated argument with a group of students. And the comments here are completely pro him, by the way. No lies. Lies not detected. I love this guy. He is 100% right. Yeah, so that's cool. That's fun. Yeah, I can see why that guy maybe got a little bit of blowback from that one. Whites are the best. Whites invented everything. Whites built modern civilization. Whites invented science. And I think historians and anthropologists might disagree a little bit with some of these statements here. Still can't help but feel bad for this autistic motherfucker. Nah, don't feel bad for him. Seriously, don't feel bad for him.
Prodigy that found himself on the receiving end of a...
Wait, a
for
prodigy?
Julian Von Abel, the physics prodigy that found...
Wait, he's a prodigy? Well, hold on. I didn't know he was a prodigy. Shut up. Shut up! Okay, this is boring. I don't care. Julian Von Abel began developing new theories of physics in the 8th grade? That reads like bullshit to me. This sounds like that sounds like some green text, you know, like some and then the kid raised his hand. His name Albert Einstein. I'm not saying kids can't be prodigies, but so let's see. He's got this book which has 0 reviews, and it came out in 2017. As a student in high school, he published a book describing his multiverse hypothesis. Physics Reforged. Okay, this sounds a little bit LARPy to me. Listen, okay, guys, I'm going to admit, I'm a social science student. I'm not qualified to determine the veracity of claims made by physicists. However, this does read to me like somebody who's not a prodigy, but somebody who instead has their head firmed right up their own ass. Self-publication. Nice. Okay, yeah, okay. All right. Maybe not so much a prodigy. Maybe a bright kid who's who has his head firmly rooted up his own ass. Look, we stand with Julian Von Abel from Defend Europa, a Nazi website. Yeah, and then here's the Tim Wise quote. Oof. Guys, let me tell you, okay? If I ever do some really dumbass shit and I start getting Identity Europa defending me, whew, a dark hour to be sure.
Himself on the receiving end of a media social justice inquisition because he made factually accurate statements about the history of Western civilization. Well,
he cannot again. He cannot do it. He can't be like, because he said that white people invented everything and are the birth of, like, he can't do that. He has to, because he made some factual statements. I don't do this. I'm not dishonest. If I've got a friend in hot shit, I'm not gonna, like, listen. I got banned from Twitch for saying that the United States should carpet bomb Israel rather than giving them more weapons, okay? I don't say like, oh, why'd you get banned from Twitch? Because I made some factually correct statements about the Middle East. No. Stand by your edgy as fuck beliefs, James Allsup. Please. Stand with them. Hold that flag up. The Nazi flag in your case. Mine would be, I don't know, the red and black one? Not the Nazi one. The Nazi one is also red and black.
Well, Tim was in on that one, too. This is what he said. Quote, "Time to wreck this little blank. The irony of his rant is that once we make his ass famous for this, he will never accomplish anything, his white maleness notwithstanding. Columbia should expel him. His future should be bleak. Good luck, Chip." End quote. Julian Vonabelle was smarter as a 13-year-old than Tim Wise ever has been or ever will be.
For one, unsubstantiated. For two, irrelevant? Do you think that intelligence should mean people get away with scot-free for being Nazis? Well,
the writing of Julian's book, Physics Reforged, required more intellect and more intelligence than whatever Tim's books were.
Let's look at it, okay? Wait, hold on. Going over this. I don't know how to spell physics. Listen, I'm distracted, okay? All right. Physics Reforged, the new theory on parallel universes. Okay? 37 customer reviews, 4.5. Just so you know, publishing a book doesn't mean that you're respected academically. That tends to come across in the form of academic journals. Let's wait. I bet if we look at the reviews, they'll all be like, "We stand with Julian and his excellent theories on Western civilization." Fascinating. When did the Julian thing happen? What was it? Was it December 9th? When was it? Give me the actual fucking time.
We built the modern world. We built the modern world.
Give me the actual time. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the video was uploaded December 11th, which means it happened before it. It sure would be a coincidence if all this this hubbubaloo about his shit occurred right before he got a bunch of positive reviews on his book. Come on, give me the actual... Why is this so hard? I just want to know when the fucking incident was. I literally scrolled past it. It said it right there. Jesus Christ. Yep, there we go. Right here. In Defend Europa, of all places. Allegedly took place in the early morning of Sunday, December 9th. Cool! Okay, so on December 9th, that's when this shit went down. When was this book published? When was it published? 2015. Fascinating. So this was published in 2015, and then the day of, a bevel of fantastic... Oh, from a whole bunch of no-name reviewers with no profile pictures, giving 5 stars, saying that it's a great book while giving absolutely no descriptions whatsoever of its contents. buy copies for all your friends and family. That's an interesting thing to say about a book that's about a theory of parallel universes. That's I don't know. That seems kind of like an esoteric thing to read. December 9th. Here we go. Here's an actual one from 2016. That's a real one. This is a real one. And then here's another one from December 9th, but it's a negative review. So probably the contrary. Here, wait, let's sort by time. Most recent. So here, blank. So this is all after the fact. December 18th, 11th, 15th, 13th. And here we go. The closer we get to December 9th, the more we get the no-name reviewers who just give like, it's great, 5 stars. This is why you should never, ever, 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 ever feel bad for Nazis when they get called out on their shit online, because Nazis shill hella fucking hard for their comrades. Nazis will be you could listen. Wipe the slate clean, okay? I'm not a leftist anymore. I'm just a random white dude, okay? If I went to local fucking UCLA or something and I got drunk and stumbled around and the people are recording me on their phones and they're like, dude, what's your problem? And I'm like, well, my problem is all the fucking black people. There are black people everywhere. And that got like filmed and uploaded and turned to like a big fucking thing. And I had in the past I had like a Patreon for like my DeviantArt My Little Pony fanfic series. I guarantee you, in under 24 hours, that be some fucking $600 a month Patreon shit right there. They stand hella fucking hard for their supporters. So never feel bad, okay? Never feel bad.
What white like you, I'm a fellow white, whatever his book was called. Yeah, that's just like a screed, a copy paste of all your dumb tweets over a couple of years, Tim. Julian?
Wait, what? What are we doing?
His books were what white like you, I'm a fellow white, whatever his book.
Oh, we're talking about how the kid is a genius or something. Do you think James Allsup read this book? Because I don't think James Allsup read the book from the kid.
Book was called. Yeah, that's just like a screed, a copy paste of all your dumb tweets over a couple of years, Tim. Julian is 17, 18 years old, and he's smarter than you'll ever be. Tim Wise on guns, quote,
okay.
Everyone has fantasies. Some of mine involve ripping guns from the hands of pathetic bubbas who think firepower equals manhood. I want to rip their guns from them in front of their children while they scream and wail about their freedoms. Interesting. Something to do with his psychology and pathological need to embarrass people in front of their families. I don't know.
Yeah, that's social ostracization. I guarantee you. Listen, nothing would get me harder than arguing with a Nazi online, knowing that their family is watching the shit show on a live stream. Ooh, that'd get me so fucking hard. So every time, oh God, that'd be such good material. So every time the person I'm arguing with fucks up, I can be like, ooh, you might want to put on a stronger face for your kids, you know? You're supposed to be a role model for them. Best not to embarrass yourself publicly like this. Oh God, I could get them so fucking mad. Oh, that'd be... Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Also, I don't disagree with this. Yeah. This Tim Wise tweet, yeah, it's good. It's cool.
Weird pathology there. Tim Wise on education, quote, rich white parents are the ones whose kids are the least qualified, over-entitled, and unworthy of admission. Almost always. Yeah.
Yes. That's true. Money influences your ability to get into universities, and white fucking poofy white families are usually the ones who are able to pay their kids' way into school. There are tons of dumbass fucking alumni white boys who got into Ivy League universities because their daddy and granddaddy got in, and they have like a $40 million family worth.
Never mind the fact that every single study of testing statistics shows otherwise. And then we have this.
Are there studies of testing statistics that extraordinarily privileged white boys do better on average on their testing statistics than people who don't have the benefit of wealth getting them into universities? I like that cute little conflation right there. James Allsup was originally talking about Tim Wise saying that uber wealthy white boys tend to be overprivileged and perform poorly because they got bought their way into university. And then sneaky little Allsup over here made it about the average testing rates of people based on their race. Very sneaky. Well, no, I'll probably debate when I'm done with this video. I'm feeling pretty fired up. Yeah, I'll have a good time with it. Haven't lost a debate yet.
Gem from Little Tim. Quote, a good...
Little Tim? We have to know his height. Tim Wise height. No? No? All right. Well, it was worth a shot. Wait. James Allsup height. No. Let it be known that I'm 6'2", okay? I don't want anyone calling me Little Vosh.
Good society is one where white nationalists are afraid.
You already used this tweet. I thought you had a lifetime of content to go over. This is the second time you've reused content from earlier in the video.
To go outside, where Nazis are always wondering, is today the day they come for me? They come for me. And an even better day is the day when the answer to that question is yes. Yes, sweetie. Enjoy it. It's all downhill from here. Tim Wise and many on the left want a society...
I'm fine with that.
...where everyone they describe as a white nationalist is afraid to leave their homes for fear of being violently attacked.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes? Yeah. Yes? Nazis are monsters. Nazis, you're the entire... political ideology of a Nazi, of a white supremacist, orients around them trying to acquire the power necessary to enact genocide, war, and deportation. They have to be socially ostracized because it's the only way of keeping them from those positions.
For the record, all you have to do to be called a white nationalist these days is disagree with Tim's vitriolic anti-white hatred, and boom, you'll be labeled a white nationalist. Tim...
Really? I bet if I go on Twitter right now and I start a beef with Tim Wise, not a single person is going to call me a white. In fact, this is for the stream, okay? This is for the content. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see if now let's see how many people call me a white supremacist in the responses to that.
Tim is openly fantasizing about a situation where white people are afraid to leave their homes, afraid to take their families outside for fear of violence being done to them. Or, as he cutely says, haha, people coming for them. Coming to what? Coming to mow the lawn and drop off a case of beer? Or coming to hurt them, Tim? What did you mean? This...
Ooh, you're looking into this one pretty hard, James Allsup. I wonder if you scrutinize the content of your alt-right buddies' tweets quite as much. Do you think James Allsup believes in a peaceful ethno-state?
This is a common personality trait you'll see from many of these small-souled, physically small bugmen on the political left.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Case of beer, or coming to hurt them, Tim. What did you mean? This is a common personality trait you'll see from many of these small-souled, physically small bugmen.
Small-souled, physically small bugmen? First of all, you're a Nazi. You can't say other people don't have heart. For two, I couldn't find out his height. For three, bugmen? Is that an anti-Semitic thing? I don't know. And bugmen, anti-Semitic. New anti-Semitism. Bug? No. Okay. Doesn't look like it's anything. Got it. You never know. Bugmen equals Jews? I don't fucking know. It's probably, I don't know.
On the political left. They'll talk a big game on Twitter, but they don't expound upon specifically and explicitly what they want to see happen. You
mean, like, James Allsup, do you want to make a video detailing the specific political and practical policies that you're interested in implementing? I'd be interested in hearing you talk about that. I feel like Tim Wise is actually very upfront with the things he believes. You couldn't really accuse him of being dishonest, whereas you constantly dance around your political opinions.
Visualize him now, sitting on his couch, impotently getting off to his...
A near tax 76. I've been seeing you saying some dumb shit down there in chat, but you've piqued my interest. All right, you're up first when this video is done, okay? What are we debating about? Come up with the topic.
His sick, twisted little fantasy, chittering away as he fantasizes about the day where he can one day show up outside a white family's house and ambush them, do violence to them unprovoked because he doesn't like their politics.
Yeah, I mean, if the politics are of them being a Nazi, then it wouldn't be unprovoked. You're engaging in self-defense at that point.
That'll be the day, right, Tim? At the same time, while he's getting off in this fantasy, he's such a coward that he won't admit what it is he really means. I cannot imagine being this pathetic. I cannot imagine being...
Wait, what do you mean, what does he really mean? He's very explicit with his views. He doesn't engage very much in satirical hyperbole. I feel like he's being quite clear about what he believes. Do you have reading comprehension problems? I can interpret Tim Wise's views pretty accurately. Bugman is on the Urban Dictionary. Boomin. Typical big left-leaning city dweller, obsessed with consumerism, lining to... Okay, so this is a very boring description. So a left-leaning consumerist? Okay, I didn't know that Tim Wise had engaged in any overtly consumerist behavior, but okay.
This impotent. Tim Wise is the kind of guy that would brag his wife's boyfriend could totally kick your ass.
Gotta throw them all in there, huh? The right is getting better at comedy, and the left is getting scared. Also, everyone's cucks.
Tim was allowed to tweet this clear incitement of...
Wait, read the second definition? Can I live... Rootless, lifeless metropolitan drones who have a permanent 1,000-yard stare. This is the same as the first one! And then a homosexual who has contracted HIV. Okay, well, this is clearly different. I don't think that James Allsup is using it in this context. This second definition is the same as the first one. It's just more succinct. Don't waste my time.
Violence. I mean, what else can you call this besides inciting violence? He was allowed to tweet that with no consequence. That's a shame, because a direct call to violence like this should have been a slam dunk tweet for Twitter to remove as an example of them playing both sides and of them acting fairly with their policies against violence.
Well, I guess they don't want to play fair between Nazis and anti-Nazis. I guess they don't really want to... I guess they don't want to be fair. They actually want to be biased towards the non-Nazis.
And their community standards or what have you. But no, you'll get banned for posting a Hulk Hogan groiper, but this is allowed to stay up to this day.
What is a Hulk Hogan groiper? Yes. Yes, I remember. The Hulk Hogan picture where he is groiper, see on the hat. Where he has a shirt where the centerpiece of the shirt is torn out, but it would say the N-word if it didn't. Look. Blank G blank ER. See? And this is what a G would look like. See? This would be the underswoop of the G. Yeah, it's because it's a Nazi dog whistle. That's why this would get banned. It's very simple. It's very easy.
Day. Tim Wise is a violent, hateful, anti-white, anti-Christian bigot that has called for violence against white Americans and the forcible imprisonment of Christians. For all the talk they do about running
This is some hard fucking pearl clutching.
People out of polite society, I don't see how a guy like Tim Wise is an acceptable choice to be a speaker at over 600 colleges and at a university as prestigious as Harvard. Tim has no talents or abilities. He hasn't accomplished anything. He quite literally posts on Twitter.
Dude, you're a YouTuber. You're a YouTuber. He speaks, he's been invited. Wait, what do you mean? He's had jobs his entire life. What do you mean he's done nothing? This is so weird. As again, because if you're a reactionary like James Allsup is, you can't focus on the critical issue. It has to be they're bad for their policies, and also they're a degenerate, they're a cuck, They think their wife's boyfriend could beat you up. They do no work. They're stupid. They're ugly. They're a bugman. They have to get like the total fucking the universal condemnation, because again, in the mind of a Nazi, it's important to remember that the political differences that divide us are not these ephemeral, socially oriented distinctions which can be corrected through education. No, you're with us or you're against us. There's no room for sociological interpretation here. It has to be a war. I'm getting ratioed right now on Twitter. I'm hashtag canceled. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, man. Okay.
About his impotent, sick, weird, violent fantasies against white people, and that's it. He's slapped a couple books together in the same vein as his Twitter feed, and according to the left and academia, he's a well-respected expert on race relations. Anyone on the political right using his rhetoric, but talking about Muslims or Jewish people, they would be banned from every social media platform.
Yeah, it turns out there's a difference between Muslims, Jewish people, and white supremacists. Jewish people, Muslim people, white supremacists. I just, strange. Ooh, really gives me, just a big think. Just a big think bubble.
Platform in a heartbeat. They would probably find themselves under FBI investigation, if not imprisonment as well. Yet Tim Wise is there on the podium, pushing vitriolic anti-white bigotry.
This is boring.
And
He's
being
just talking
people like
about his
myself,
feelings now.
Nick Fuentes, Faith Goldie, Patrick Casey, and
Whoa! More Nazis?
slander and lie about people like myself, Nick Fuentes, Faith Goldie, Patrick Casey, and even Sargon of Akkad, who, by the way, I think is doing great work in the UK elections.
All right. That was a fun one. Aren't we supposed to debate somebody? All right. Whoever the fuck. What's their name again? AnirTax76. Join my Discord. Get in the right channel. Do it. Don't waste my time. Do it. I already forgot your name, but do it. Come on. Don't waste my time. Quit looking at my fucking screen, you pervs. Alright, let me see. How far can I move it over before my... There we go. That works pretty well. Alright. What's the name of the person again? I keep forgetting. AirTax 76 isn't going to do it? Oh, okay. Campsite. Come on. An AirTax 76. You're not that important to me. Campsite. Come on. Are you doing it? Da 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 da. Come on, I have no patience. Here, let's look at some fucking super chats. People have been super generous. Y'all are being too generous. Fuck. Gigs with the $2. Is it possible for the left to reclaim a meme that the alt-right have claimed in the past? I remember when I used the Mac Tonight moon face guy a lot online. Then I found out the Nazis used it and it became awkward to use him. I love your content, man. It's possible. I don't know. There's never, in my mind, really been any historical instances of like this online culture war meme reclamation from the left. Maybe I'd have to look more into it. That's a tough one though. Pete the Wookiee with the 420. When is the Maoism research stream? Not today, motherfucker. Thanks for the money. Jim D with the $5. Thank you. That's awfully generous. Aiden Heron with the $2. Sherman raised Georgia. Good. Didn't raise it far enough. Zoe with the €1. Yeet the white baby for justice. I love eating white babies. Hyena with the 11.50. I saw your message earlier. I love you, baby. Don't give me your fucking money. You need that shit. I love you. I love you so much. Dance for me. Ooh. Okay, I'll dance. This is for my girlfriend, guys. All right. Dun, dun. Did I really bump the mic muted? Did I really like hit it with my elbow and that muted it? That's pretty funny, actually. The Indigenous Hulk with the $10. I love how people like you, like that, will gladly take credit for their ancestors' good deeds, but shirk that responsibility the moment you talk about imperialism or slavery. Yep, party of personal responsibility. Let me tell you, whew, embarrassing when these no-life loser fucks have nothing going on for themselves, so they have to take responsibility for the goods of their ancestors, but can't even accept the faults. Ew, yikes, makes me cringe just thinking about it. Ben Brown with the $2. If I fell asleep, dreamt that I was debunking this. You can. You can grow strong. You can do it. A Nazi has been egged. I don't know. Bro, sorry on Twitter. I'll look at that later. Thank you for the £2. Tumnus Avexon with the $5. Used to be a friend of Julian's. He was really smart in school, but he was a bullshitter, socially awkward, and picked on. Typical 4chan story. Ooh, what are you gonna do? Just white people, huh? SMH. Caden Michael with the $5. Embarrass them Nazis in front of their little Nazi families. Lol. Oh, God, I wish. You lost the pronunciation of GIF debate? Fuck you, Esaliken. Dark J-Man 77 with the 420. Little Vosh is your porn name. Don't lie. Listen. My porn name is Sugar Vosh Daddy. 69, okay? I'm not ashamed of my sexuality. Bernie Sanders with the £5. The only good fash is a dead fash. Love you, Vosh. Are you suggesting I advocate for political violence? I don't. Thank you, Bernie Sanders. I love your work. A Gatophobia Dragon with the $2. Vosh, we love the way you shake it for the money. I hope my girlfriend does, because I can't dance. Kadan Sheila with the $10. Have you heard of the intentional community movement? No, I have not. But I can take a guess as to what it entails based off the name. Woo. 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 All right. Are we doing this? Are we debating anyone? So there's not a single person right now who's up for... Really? God, you people are fucking lame. I wash my hands of you. You fucking losers. No. I'm not going to debate just any random person. I need the authentic chuds, okay? You didn't mean literally dance. You meant to entertain you by staying on until 8 p.m. Well, maybe you should have specified that, hyena. Virgil Garcia, daddy confirmed. Fuck off. Debate you on globalism? No. I'll be a chud for you? Nope. Nope, there's nobody here worth talking to. All right, you're all fucking losers. I'm not joking. Every day I grow more fucking disgusted. In my head, when I imagine arguing with, like, Nazis and reactionaries and conservatives and Republicans and what have you, I imagine this, like, epic culture war where I bring my arguments to the front, they bring their lying bullshit to the front, and I crush them. But I can't even fucking get that, because every time I stream, the little fucking bow-legged bitch boys who show up to insult me and say stupid shit in the chat, they never have the stones to go through with it. Never. They never do it. Every time I get more disappointed. It's disgusting. You all disgust me. Ecto Squid, nice try. All right, what are we doing? I don't know if I can do another Tim Pool. I had this one lined up. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. The blue arrow disgusts me. Yeah, the chat broke for some reason. Surplus cornbread with the $2. Do DMT and argue with the machine elves? Maybe someday, friend. Oh, man. Are we really doing Tim Pool? Fine, Tim Pool. Okay. Just give me like 10 seconds. Get some water. I'm hungry. Oh yeah, I knocked over the recycling bin. Holy no, wait, my water. Fuck. Holy shit. My dick and balls are so fucking sweaty. God damn, it's like a fucking soup down there. What is it about screaming at Nazis on the internet that gets me going so much? Per Sandin, thank you so much for the 100 South Korea dollars. Angry left man shouting at Nazis is the best audio to study to. Have some of my Sweden, but why do I keep thinking it's South Korea? Why do I keep doing that? Thank you for your 100 kronars. It's kronars, right? Thank you very much. I love you. Seriously, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Talcat with the $1. Would you consider yourself anti-globalization? No. I'm actually very pro-globalization. I really am. I need to read more into it. But I'm generally very, very pro-globalization. I like the idea of culture and materials and people and wealth being able to travel across borders, across the world, with as few restrictions as possible. Okay, can we... I guess we'll do this Tim Cook thing. All right, let's do it. Fake news smears on PewDiePie hurts all of us on YouTube. All right, I didn't feel very hurt, but let's go it. And we're doing it at 1.25 speed this time, okay? Speed? No speed. What? Oh yeah, in chat, ban Campsite and ban Anir. What's the name of that other person? I have no respect for reactionaries who don't debate. Get them both. Get them out of my chat. Get them out of my site.
PewDiePie recently published a video saying it's time to end the subscribe to PewDiePie meme. He did this in response to an incident in California that I actually can't tell you about because we're restricted on YouTube, mostly because many people on the far left have attacked PewDiePie to the point it's negatively impacted all of us.
Wait, what? Wait a second, we can't talk about the shooting? No one told me. I made a video on it. Oh, okay. Should I take down that video? All right.
There are certain words I can't actually say on this platform. And it's funny, because I'm reading all of these news stories.
What words? What words? Mouth them out. Do signal in some way. What words? What words can't you say on this platform?
Desperately trying to figure out how I can report the news to you, but I can't. YouTube will punish my channel, they'll derank the video, they won't let you see it, they'll strip it of ads. Meanwhile, all of these digital news outlets have the same advertisers.
What is he? What? Yeah, I literally read the manifesto out loud, word for word, until I got bored near the end. I didn't say the N-word. Does he mean the N-word? Do you really want to say the N-word that badly? Tim Pool? Huh. Strange. Y'all are angry in chat today. Okay. All right. Wait, seriously, what words? Wait, no, guys, I'm not joking. Like, wait, look at this. Like, look, here's my social blade, okay? I'm seeing unbelievably fast growth, and every single video that I do is incredibly politically charged. In fact, today is the single best day I've ever had since my YouTube channel came out. Plus 61,000 views, nearly 600 additional subscribers. And all of my videos have limited ads. All of them are politically charged. What is he talking about? I really don't give a fuck. Seriously though, all of my videos get fucking. Here, wait, I'll show you. In fact, I'll show you guys. Hold on. Wait, hold on. We can look. I'll show you guys if it doesn't like reveal anything super spicy. Okay, Creator Studio. Video Manager. Yeah, look. Yeah, this doesn't show nothing, right? Yeah, no, look. Look at this. Look. All of my videos, except for a very select few. My Joe Rogan video, limited advertisement. My new PragerU video, demonetized. San Diego video, limited ads, limited ads, limited ads, demonetized. And then a video game stream I did not get limited ads. Okay. Then my Hunter Avalon video, limited ads. And then the Patreon video that has literally 4 on-site views. That one's fine. Then we have limited ads. This stream, which was me responding to the Hunter Avalon debacle, did not get limited ads. Limited ads, no limited ads, which was just a viewer Q&A while I played games. Demonetized, no limited ads. Demonetized. I'm subject to this shit all the time. Demonetized, limited. Like, I get this all the time. And my videos are hella contentious. There are people who say the fucking N-word. I talk about political violence. I don't know what the fuck Tim Pool is talking about here.
And talk about the exact same things, but the constant attacks on YouTube and on people like PewDiePie make it difficult for all of us to even talk about what the hell's really happening.
How so?
I think that's the goal. These companies are threatened by the emergence of YouTube, so they target people like PewDiePie. He's so famous.
Yeah, PewDiePie is definitely a media luminary. Through attacking him, all of us are... What the fuck are you talking about?
They highlight a few bad jokes out of thousands of videos he's made. It negatively impacts all of us, like the adpocalypse. And now I'm sitting here trying to tell you what's going on, and I can't. Today, let's take a look at what...
You can say... Tim... You can say whatever the fuck you want. You can say whatever you want. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Steven Crowder right now. Steven Crowder's channel is going through a very ordinary copyright claim. This is like a copyright strike. This is the thing that happens to every channel eventually. And he is having a grand old time with it. 1.7 million view video. Louder with Crowder. Cancelled? He says from a Louder with Crowder set. Channel ban update. Will they sue? For those of you who don't know, the possibility of suing is something that takes place during every copyright claim appeal. Every single one. It basically never happens. Just the fucking victim complex on people on the right is so disgusting. Ooh, milk that content. I've gone through this. I did it. I didn't make a fucking video about it.
why PewDiePie is calling for an end to this meme in the best way I possibly can without having this video deleted from YouTube due to censorship. But before we get started,
no one's gonna delete your fucking video, dude.
Make sure you follow me on Minds at minds.com/Timcast. I seriously am sitting here taking 30 or 40 attempts to try and report this story, but I can't because of the words used in this news. I can't even talk about it. So follow me on Minds, because at least there's
What the fuck are you talking about?
substantially less likely to censor me there. In a story from The Verge, in which I can't even read the title because those words can get my video censored or restricted.
YouTube limits advertisement on videos that it deems to have politically contentious content. If you are engaging in YouTube politics, you have to understand that the majority of your videos are going to get limited advertisements. It's that simple. It happens to everyone. It happens to left-leaning politicians. It happens to right-leaning, not politicians, public figures. It happens to everyone. It happens to videos about, like, gay stuff, about trans stuff. Everything that is politically contentious. Everything gets slapped with the limited advertisement restriction. Automatically. It's not just you. It's all of us.
They talk about how PewDiePie is calling for an end to the subscribe to PewDiePie meme. The story makes reference to an individual who did something tragic in New Zealand who said subscribe to PewDiePie.
He can't even say individual who did something tragic. He can't say white supremacist shooting killed 50.
PewDiePie's response was just a simple tweet saying he disavows and wants to have nothing to do with it. It was disgusting. But in the wake of another incident, he's now made a video. He says, to have my name associated with something so unspeakably vile has affected me in more ways than I've let shown. I just didn't want to address it right away, and I didn't want to give the bad person more attention. I didn't want to...
He can't say terrorist. He has to say bad person. He's being a fucking idiot. What Tim Pool's doing right now, dancing over these words, does literally nothing for the content algorithm that YouTube uses to decide whether or not your ads get limited. He's just playing this up because it's a like it plays into the victim narrative. Like, ooh, we have to tiptoe. I can say it. Terrorist, white nationalist, white supremacist, Nazi. I can do it.
Make it about me because I don't think it has anything to do with me. To put it plainly, I didn't want hate to win.
For those of you interested, I did a video on why PewDiePie's apology was nothing. It was shit, and I don't fucking care. Okay.
But it's clear to me now, the subscribe to PewDiePie movement should have ended then. The important question is, why should PewDiePie have to disavow this? A few extreme...
The real question I have is, why should you have to disavow white nationalism after 2 white nationalist shooters name you? Ooh. Oh, how unfair. Oh, the indignity of existence that you should have to denounce terrorists who cite you as inspiration for their mass shootings. Oh, the inhumanity. Oh, God.
Extremists said it, that shouldn't reflect on PewDiePie. But that's not how the media works. They have relentlessly smeared PewDiePie. This story from just in March, PewDiePie's alt-right ties are impossible to ignore, but it's just fake news. PewDiePie does not have any alt-right ties. His videos are about memes taken from Reddit.
He did a meme review with Ben Shapiro. He followed people like Lauren Southern and Stefan Molyneux, both of them full-on white nationalists, on Twitter. He hastily unfollowed them after the first shooting, but that don't make you go back in time and not follow them in the first place. Strange that PewDiePie's Twitter, huge Twitter, mind you, strange this giant Twitter dedicated to managing his brand found the time to follow far-right, basically neo-Nazi accounts. Fascinating. You know, and hey, listen, it's not just PewDiePie. If there was any, like, edgy gamer bro who put shit up on YouTube, if I was on Video Game Donkey's Twitter and I was looking through the people he follows, oh yeah, he follows JonTron's also a white nationalist. What are you gonna do? Oh yeah, he follows the Ego Raptor, and he follows the Game Grumps, and he follows Joseph Anderson, and oh yeah, here's Stefan Molyneux, Lauren Southern, Nick Fuentes. Yeah, I that would get the thinks going right here in the brain pan. Not just PewDiePie.
He posts jokes and he makes
I don't think JonTron is a white nationalist. Well, you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
videos for young people. He plays video games. But of course, Daily Dot is going to publish a lot of out-of-context nonsense.
Out of context nonsense.
To try and smear PewDiePie.
We can look at it.
Video games.
We can look at it. We can read it off here. He incorporated anti-Semitic themes and imagery into 9 of his videos, one of which called for the death of all Jewish people.
Of course, Daily Dot is going to publish a lot of out-of-context nonsense.
He said the N-word during a gaming live stream, makes casually sexist comments, victim blames rape, diss track against T-Series included racist verses, mocking their skin color, endorsed ER, a virulently anti-Semitic, homophobic, and sexist YouTuber. For those of you, ER was the one who did like the review of the, what was it called? Death Note, and he's like a Nazi. ER is a Nazi. He's talked about it. He's like, and you make anti-Semitic jokes, and you keep making those jokes until the joke really lands. He talks about indoctrinating people with Nazi rhetoric. Collaborated with Ben Shapiro himself, an alt-writer. Championed Jordan Peterson's book. Followed several controversial figures on Twitter, many of whom have been criticized for their alt-right and otherwise racist language. So we got JonTron, Lauren Southern. Oh yeah, Paul Joseph Watson, Stefan. Yep, we got the big boys up here. Ooh, this don't feel like nothing. This is actually a lot of shit for a person to do, especially since this is supposed to be like a really big sort of like professional brand where he reps out with other companies and sponsorships and stuff. This isn't like his PewDiePie Twitter account wasn't a personal account. This is a business account. He uses it to rep his brand. He's not just following these figures so he can see them on his timeline. Imagine unironically thinking that Ben Shapiro is alt-right. I can do it back. Imagine unironically thinking he's not. Going to Discord? Why am I arguing with someone? Who am I arguing with now? I don't really care about this video. Who am I arguing with? You guys just want blood. You just want blood, don't you? Wait, is this a NearTac 76? I don't think this is a... Nope, that's not a NearTac. Nice try, someone who says their name is a NearTac. I see you fucking subscribe to me on Twitch. Who am I arguing with? Here, we'll do this real quick like, okay? Who are you and why should I care? Wait, where'd they go? Did I just move them to the wrong channel? They're not here. I think I just moved them to the wrong channel. Okay. Sky Kid? Wait, Sky Kid hasn't said anything yikesy in chat. They're just saying trans men aren't women, which is true. Okay, so nobody wants to talk. Okay, God, you fucking people waste my time. Ugh. Vosh, I have a lot of non-binary and trans friends. When they're extremely depressed, I don't really know what to say. What's your recommendation to help them? You can't help people with depression. You can't just like, ooh, like here's the thing to say. Depression is a brain poison. It's really fucking hard to deal with. So don't think that you're under any like personal obligation to cure them of their shit. If they're depressed about like trans shit, just remind them that over the past 10 years, we've gone from the average American not knowing what a transgender person means to trans rights being an active, aggressively debated issue in political discourse, and for many left-leaning political candidates actively repping trans rights as part of their national platform. Just, if they're ever feeling sad about that, please point out to them the fact that things have gotten exponentially better in an unfathomably short length of time.
I'd like to read you the list, but I can't, because YouTube scans the words in your videos, and then they use that to try and restrict ads based on what the content of the video is.
You're such a bitch. Tim Pool, you make enough money. Jesus Christ. Just deal with the fucking ad revenue loss, okay? That's the policy YouTube has chosen to take. You're not being censored. They are just saying if you do politically contentious content, that you will have less ads on your video because fewer companies want to engage with videos that might potentially contain values counterthetical to the... You were coming back at 8.
No, dude, they all left. Wrong of me to think people would actually do their work.
Hi.
Doesn't matter.
Well, no, I just surprised you. Fucking spooked me.
Ah, sorry. I love you.
Wait, I can end the stream now that I'm not entertaining you.
Wait,
I don't give a fuck.
Listen.
I don't give a fuck about these idiots in chat.
But I still wanted to listen for a bit at home.
God damn. Fuck. Sure.
I'm providing them content, whatever money.
Clan Gang. Do it. There you go. Keep it going. Guys, you wouldn't believe it right now. There's just the... Fuck off. There's just the biggest pair of tits right there. Holy... Go! Shoot! Shoot! Stop! I'm first shooting you. Stop! Alright.
No, they're gonna call abuse.
Now, say we're hugging loudly.
We're hugging loudly.
Okay, I love you.
You smell like cum.
Don't say that.
You know it's true, though.
I don't smell like cum.
You do smell like cum.
I smell like cum, apparently. Can I focus?
You're the one who got up to attack me.
You were clanging.
No! You asked me to clang.
For a bit.
I was
Okay.
doing it.
Please, you do it again, I'm ending the stream.
Okay, I get to call when it ends.
No, you don't. If you do it again, I end the stream.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I own.
Okay, yeah, if you clang gang, I'm ending the stream.
Wait, but like, no, intentionally.
Yeah, if you intentionally clang gang, I'm ending the stream.
Okay, alright. Calm, buddy.
Alright.
Seems to me like that's probably the reason they lie about PewDiePie and they smear him, but that's a bit too conspiratorial for me.
Alright, what dumb shit are we saying? What are we doing?
Words in your videos, and then they use that to try and restrict ads based on what the
Yeah, again, okay, if you do political content, you get less ad revenue. Okay? That's the rule. Sorry.
content of the video is. It seems to me like that's probably the reason they lie about PewDiePie and they smear him, but that's a bit too conspiratorial.
What lies or smears have you said so far? All you've said is that it's taken out of context, and you failed to acknowledge the big list of really fucking yikesy shit that article posted. What lies? You haven't demonstrated that any of these things are lies. Man, sure is strange how when PewDiePie gets, like, the heat thrown on him, all the alt-right figures stick up for PewDiePie. It's almost like they stick up for their own, huh?
For me. It's probably just that it's the culture war they want to win, and by claiming PewDiePie on YouTube...
If YouTube was part of the culture war and wanted to win, then they would just delete all the reactionary channels. What is this nonsense? Like, oh yeah, because YouTube restricted advertisement revenue on all political engaged content, including left-leaning politically engaged content, they're trying to tip the scales of the culture war. What the fuck are you going on about?
YouTube is a gateway to the alt-right, and is all of these really awful things they can try and recruit for their side. And that's why the extremists make reference to PewDiePie. They want to do the same thing for themselves. When the New York Times hired Sarah Jung, she is the overtly bigoted woman who made a bunch of very, very awful statements on Twitter.
Who? What? What statements? I love this, again, hard-hitting investigative journalism. People lie about PewDiePie. He's good, not bad. There's this lady. She's bad, not good.
The alt-right was happy. They like the extremists from the left because they want to recruit too. But the left is in...
That's a lie they like to push. They say this like, the alt-right loves it when the left gets agitated. They don't. That's a fucking lie. They say that lie because they want the left to go, oh, the Nazis are, they're like...
Dude.
What? What are you? Who? What? My girlfriend slipped in the voice chat. I'm demodding her when I'm done with the stream. Okay. They like They like to push this lie. They like to push this lie that, oh, the Nazis are just a hornet's nest. If you poke it, they just get angrier. You have to not poke it. It's completely not true. What they're trying to do is scare left-leaning people into subservient docility in that respect.
Institutionalizing this nonsense, and it's having a negative impact on me and many other creators. I'm looking at all these news stories about PewDiePie, and
We are nearly 4 minutes in, and he has yet to make a single point. All he has said is that people are smearing PewDiePie and they're lying about him, but he hasn't substantiated why, and he's bitched a bunch about a very, very publicly detailed and non-politically affiliated policy that YouTube has.
Really frustrated. I can't even read these words. This month, more than half of my videos have been demonetized simply for talking about what the news is talking about.
They haven't been demonetized, Tim. They have been ad restricted. And more than half of my videos have been, you whiny bitch.
And that's the impact. They take the money away from us, they get our videos deranked so we can't talk about the news anymore, so they're the only ones allowed. And then they push nonsense about PewDiePie and accuse him of all the worst things in the book.
Who's they? Is he talking about the Jews? Does he think that YouTube pushed lies about PewDiePie and YouTube is only taking away right-leaning political figures' money? What the fuck is he talking about?
Because out of thousands of videos he's made, some of them he made mistakes, some of them he made bad jokes. This is
Oh, that's it? He just made mistakes and made bad jokes? That's the extent of the problem here?
Visualization of political YouTube. I often show this on my channel. We can see the left gets substantially more views and recommendations than the center or the right.
Can I get a source on this? Something oh boy, I sure do sincerely doubt the veracity of this chart.
But of course, the media will claim that YouTube is the great radicalizer. It's just not true. But I want to make an important
I desperately need to see the methodology behind this chart.
point. Because some people have asked, why isn't PewDiePie in this list? This was a serious question posed by someone on the left. Where is PewDiePie's bubble? The reality is, when I asked the researcher, he said PewDiePie has no real recommendations to any of these channels because PewDiePie makes videos about games.
Let's see, actually. Hold on. I think this is true, by the way, but I am curious. Shut up. I don't know.
He's violent with you.
I want you to drop him in the ocean.
On Plymouth Island.
Okay, so we're on a PewDiePie video. Okay. Most of the recommendations here are to other PewDiePie videos. Wow, they're all just more PewDiePie videos. Wow, do all of his videos just link to himself? I mean, I guess that's a thing.
Ninja, did
he just say the N-word?
What?
Yeah, all of his videos just...
Let's get into this.
All of his videos just seem to link to themselves, which is what I expected. I mean, he's such a large content creator. It seems unlikely. I mean, he's got like an entirely insular YouTube community built here. Whatever the case is, the recommendations that you get on the right side of your fucking video, that is not the only way of determining the effect that a person has in radicalization. I would desperately love to see the methodology behind this chart.
And jokes. And there's no real overlap and recommendations with other channels on political YouTube. He would be so far away, you'd have to zoom out to try and find where his visualization would actually be. In reality, there's probably no connections from him to these other channels at all. But if you read digital media, you would hear something completely different. You would hear that PewDiePie himself is propagating all of this nonsense. And it's just extremism, and it's not true. Okay. But PewDiePie is the biggest. He has so many subscribers, and he represents something. PewDiePie represents the power of the individual to have a massive channel and massive influence.
It is always really cringy for me when people stand for PewDiePie. He's just a fucking Let's Player who got really big and he yelled a bunch. People talk about him like he's the fucking he's the fucking vanguard that leads us forward, the single proprietor of individual rights and liberties.
But that's what Subscribe to PewDiePie was really all about. It represented how an individual could be powerful, and T-Series is a corporation. With T-Series taking over the top spot, it was meant to symbolize an era coming to an end, that the independent YouTuber no longer has the power to succeed against these massive corporations.
Okay, yeah, it can have multiple meanings. Okay, if that was the only meaning that it had, then why did white nationalists both invoke the fucking subscribe to PewDiePie meme before doing their mass shootings?
The algorithm on YouTube has kept changing. They change it all the time. And what happens is the treadmill kind of speeds up. That's how we describe what's happening on YouTube.
But he still hasn't stated a single fact this entire time. He's just been talking about his feelings.
It goes faster and faster. And the independent creators who made this platform great are running faster and faster. But the big corporations who have massive amounts of resources don't have to worry about it because they can take one person off the treadmill and replace it with someone else who's not so tired.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck capitalism. What's your point?
There's burnout on YouTube. That's what they call it. People run so far and so fast, struggling to keep up with the changes, they eventually burn out and disappear. But the corporations don't have that problem. And that's what Subscribe to PewDiePie was representing.
Oh, do you have a problem with corporations having a disproportionate amount of power in social media? Maybe we could do something about that.
At the same time, the people who work for these digital outlets don't like that someone like PewDiePie has the ability to be successful and wealthy. So they smear him and attack him.
Yeah, that's definitely what's happening. The corporations are mad that the corporations are scared of PewDiePie's individualistic might, so they besmirch him with false allegations. Okay, this is literally just conspiracy bullshit. Like this is just conspiratorial thinking. There are no facts here. He's not corroborating any evidence. He's not drawing any reasonable lines of thought between different activities by corporations and their public policies regarding certain figures or public statements. He's not doing anything. He's just making up a story. I hope he's having a good time.
And it trickles down on the rest of us. They certainly don't like my content. They don't like that I'm challenging their narrative and their orthodoxy. And now I'm restricted.
How do they show they don't like you?
And how I could even tell you what's happening because of their tactics.
You can tell. You can tell them. You can say it. You can do whatever you want. You can do it. It's fine. You can do it.
Because it works. And that's not a conspiracy. When they smear PewDiePie over...
Well, it is a conspiracy for you to suggest they're doing this against right-leaning figures because left-leaning figures were smacked with the exact same thing. And there was initially a bunch of controversy because this ad limitization was happening on like kids videos that had to do with like LGBT stuff as well. So people thought that like, oh, are you saying the LGBT rights are a politically contentious issue that YouTube isn't willing to have advertisers rep for? Shit like that.
Silly jokes and take them out of context. Advertisers get scared and they take all of their money off of YouTube. We've gone through several iterations of an adpocalypse at this point.
Yeah, and every single time ad money gets taken off of YouTube, it's because of a right-leaning figure or a politically unaffiliated figure doing something right-leaning, like fucking up the algorithm and getting corporations scared. It's always you guys. It's you guys. Every single fucking time. Please find me a single controversy on YouTube where ad restrictions were put in place because of a sudden swell of like violent rhetoric from the left or something. Please, God. And the restrictions they put in place affect me too. So it's actually you guys taking the ball and running off into the fucking sunset before Daddy Google has to come over and knock it out of your hand, and then I, your fucking younger sibling, also get punished and grounded for a week.
As I mentioned earlier, more than half of my videos have been demonetized.
Not demonetized. They haven't been demonetized. They have had ad restrictions. Demonetization happens if there is a copyright claim to your video. Ad restriction happens if there is politically contentious content in your video. Unless your videos frequently contain music from other sources, I think you're not getting demonetized, Tim Pool, but I wouldn't expect you to know the difference.
And I have to consider how I phrase things, using strange innuendo to try and explain what's actually happening. Because if I tell you what's actually happening, if I say what actually happened in New Zealand, no ads, no revenue, and a wasted day of work.
There are still ads. There is still revenue. Again, look at this conspiracy. This is the definition of how conspiratorial thinking gets started. I'm trying to tell you the truth. I want to tell you the truth, but the corporations won't let me. He actually sounds like a fucking lunatic. Seriously. Scramble the video a bit, take it down to 360p, put him out by a fucking barrel fire under an underpass in Los Angeles, and he would sound like fucking Owen Benjamin did in that one video. You guys know what I'm talking about. He sounds like a fucking crazy person.
My revenue drops.
Also, Hyena is right. For every single one of you in chat who's trying to like bait me into a debate, if you guys keep doing that, I'm going to debate people less. I don't think it's funny. It's not amusing to me. Every time I try and debate someone, for every one sincerely idiotic person who comes on, there are 10 of you fucking dipshits who wants to come on and be super fucking cute and waste minutes of my life either trying to debate me on an issue that I wasn't interested in debating, or be like, hi, I love your content, and then dip out. It's cute. I love you guys. Fucking stop. If you want to listen to me debate people, quit ruining it with your own, by polluting the stream. All right? Seriously, stop.
Dramatically, and it becomes impossible to expand and grow and try and actually report the news. This is a more extreme version.
Throw this at Vosh if he's interested in where the chart and methodology comes from. You don't need to have anyone throw it at me. I can look at it myself. Bitch. Wait, is this the same? Oh, there we go. Neat. Interesting. I'll take a look at this.
Version of how many digital writers and activists try and claim that memes are part of the far right now, the OK symbol or Pepe or extreme version of how if I say what actually happened in New Zealand, no ads, no revenue, and a wasted day of work. My revenue drops dramatically, and it becomes impossible to expand and grow and try and actually report the news. This is a more extreme version of how many digital writers and activists...
If you're a political commentator and you don't feel comfortable telling the truth when it comes to political issues because you want to risk demonetization or less ads from YouTube, you are literally prioritizing money over truthfulness. That's your decision. It's a decision you're making, Tim Pool, to prioritize the money you make from YouTube over the effective, succinct, and incisive commentary you would have made otherwise. Allegedly. That's your choice. You make the choice to prioritize money.
Try and claim that memes are part of the far right now, the OK
Some memes are.
Symbol or Pepe or clowns. This story was published at the end of March by Forbes. What I don't understand about PewDiePie. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Once a harmless meme, or rather, a marketing campaign masked as a meme. Subscribe to PewDiePie has twisted into a yell of life ending.
You can't even say...
I kid you not, I can't read that.
Yes, you can. You're just acting like a bitch because it plays up your victim narrative. Death. Death, death, death. Kill, fuck, shit, piss, cunt, fag. What do you want? I'll say it all. I'll say the fucking N-word. I don't care. Tim Pool, quit being such a fucking bitch. Jesus Christ.
I'd probably get demonetized. Permanently appropriated by...
Not demonetized. Limited ad revenue.
...by the alt-right. The story talks about the first Adpocalypse controversy, where PewDiePie made tasteless jokes. He says that he defended PewDiePie at the time, arguing that his brand of childish humor was catering to his immature audience of edgy gamers, and that it was unfair to brand the man as something he clearly isn't. But in the time since, I've come to understand that edgy humor and ironic hating people based on who they are...
God, Jesus Christ.
...is integral to the alt-right's indoctrination strategy. Far from a...
Notice, by the way, that in the other Tim Pool video that we watched, he would say stuff like racist or death or hate or whatever. The reason why he did it then and isn't doing it here is because in this video, he's specifically trying to play up this victimhood narrative of him being oppressed by YouTube and he can't get the truth out there because of their demonetization. And all the other videos, he'll use this language. He's just trying... This is the video where he wants to play bitch baby. Very silly.
Harmless joke. It's a fascinating and frightening rabbit hole to fall into if you've got the time to look into it. The story then goes on to drag Joe Rogan, extremely famous.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's also a fucking cunt. Last video I put up, it's a fucking banger, by the way. Check it out.
Mainstream, and all of his fans are regular Americans who don't hold these fringe, fake conspiracy views. But again...
What? There are no Joe Rogan fans who hold fringe or conspiratorial views? Can you demonstrate that factually?
He likens Joe Rogan to what PewDiePie is doing, saying that when he invites Alex Jones on his podcast, the conversation isn't just two guys drinking and having fun. It's a golden opportunity for a hateful conspiracy theorist to spread his poison. Like Joe Rogan, Kjellberg's words and actions are immensely consequential, rippling through society and sparking
Kjellberg is PewDiePie, by the way.
Actions that the man could never anticipate nor desire. A creator who has convinced 92 million people to subscribe to their content should concern themselves with the message they are broadcasting, with the implication of their content. Agreed. He ends by saying, celebrities associated with the fringes of the alt-right, like Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson, tend to fixate.
Notice, by the way, that he just said alt-right, a politically charged phrase that will get you less ad revenue on YouTube if you say it. I've experimented. Alt-right is one of the key phrases that will get you limited ad revenue on your videos. Notice how he says this, but he couldn't say death earlier? It's because he's not actually adhering to a consistent standard. None of this means anything. He's doing theater. He's doing theater to convince the people watching that he's being oppressed and censored.
On their unfair portrayal in the media, without appearing to consider the legitimacy of...
There's someone in Discord ready to debate right now. Well, we'll see about that. Cadster? Give me a minute.
The criticism that there might be a very good reason why so many people are angry at them. Maybe it's you, Felix. But this is a hilarious, ironic article.
I don't care.
He's falsely aligning Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro with the alt-right. The alt-right hates both of them. In fact, Ben Shapiro, according to the Anti-Defamation League, was the biggest target of the alt-right.
The reason why Ben Shapiro was the biggest target of the alt-right, and it was in one specific year, by the way, was because he got into a Twitter feud with, I think it was Milo Yiannopoulos, and Ben Shapiro was targeted pretty much exclusively for his being a Jew. In other respects, Ben Shapiro reps every single political view held by the alt-right. And Jordan, what the fuck? Jordan Peterson is loved by the alt-right. He's a Christian conservative. What do you want?
Yet here we go. More fake news. They don't like the fact.
Nothing about that is fake news.
That they're losing power. They don't like the fact that PewDiePie has 95 million subscribers and he's just some guy who makes jokes.
Well, again, it's like they don't like, the corporations don't like it. How are the corporations being hurt by PewDiePie having a bunch of YouTube subs? How? Why are they scared of this? YouTube could literally just pull the plug on his channel. Do you think Google couldn't handle the backlash? If they could literally just like, nope, you're a Nazi, boop, pull the plug, boop, like that? Why don't they just do that? Oh, they must hate how PewDiePie has grown so powerful. If only there was something Google could do to prevent him from having 92 million subs on their platform where they have the right to ban people whenever they want at any point in time.
So they publish these fake news articles. They smear people. They hold ridiculous conspiratorial views. They share them, and then unwitting, useful idiots share those ideas for them. I
wonder who else that could describe.
just want to talk about the news. Sometimes I want to talk about what the Democrats are doing, what Trump is doing. Sometimes I want to talk about just whatever the big story of the day is. And I'm constrained. I'm constrained because of this fighting. I'm constrained because YouTube is scared of another apocalypse. YouTube is scared that more fake news will emerge, and you can't win against fake news. They will smear you. They will lie about you. They will exaggerate everything you...
YouTube is scared that... Wait, is he saying YouTube? Who's they? YouTube is scared that YouTube will promote fake news and prompt another adpocalypse? Or like the media? Who? The Jews? Who? What? Who? What? What?
Do.
If YouTube was so scared about there being controversies around their public figures, why hasn't YouTube like banned PewDiePie?
They will dig through nearly 4,000 videos over nearly 10 years to try and smear you. They will highlight things you've done in your past and say no forgiveness. I was really frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah, fine. I'm cool with that.
When I started making this video, because I kid you not, I probably tried recording 50 takes of trying to figure out how I could explain what PewDiePie was trying to say. But every single time I had to reference what happened in those places, I knew it would derank my channel, my videos, it would strip me of ad revenue. What do I do? How do I deal with this?
This is really fucking... Wait, guys. This sounds really pathetic, right? This isn't just me being cynical and spiteful because I hate Tim Pool. This is really pathetic, right? It's not just me. This comes off as like sad and whingy, right? All right.
I was going to send a tweet. I was going to make another video where I was like, I need to address how impossible this is becoming. But that's them winning. And that's why we need to stick up for PewDiePie. PewDiePie isn't part of any real culture war issue, but they're making it out to be. I will never associate him with anything in the culture war. That's insane. Although he did review Jordan Peterson's book. But that's just some guy on the internet talking about some stuff.
And hosted Ben Shapiro on his meme review and followed a bunch of alt-right white nationalists on Twitter and engaged in a bunch of really dicey anti-Semitic and racial jokes both in his videos and in other forms of media. All right.
And 99.9% of his comment has nothing to do with politics. We can't allow them to smear him. We can't allow them to smear us, but this is what they do. And ultimately...
What are you going to do? Nazis stand up for Nazis. The alt-right is extremely different from conservatives. No, there isn't. The alt-right is just a logical extension of what conservatives have been pushing for a century. All right. Hey, look at that. Maintained a lot of viewers. Okay. Let's do it. Who wants to debate? Who's doing it? Let's find out. Cadster. What?
Can I get permission to post some cute pictures of you in the selfies?
Yeah, sure, go for it. As long as I'm not like naked or
No.
if I look dumb.
Post the Burger King picture?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Hold on. All right, hello. What do you want?
Oh.
They just left. Well, what are you gonna do? Here, we'll bring a few people in. All right, what do you want? Who are you?
Wait, no, it's not me, it's Cadster.
And why are you here?
Oh, I was joining to ask Cadster why the hell he was in the Join to Argue with Vosh channel.
An excellent question. I'll ask him myself. Goodbye.
Good idea.
You're not going to run out of me twice, are you, Cadster? Is he going to run out of me twice? He's not saying anything. Cadster, don't let me down. He's not saying anything. No words are being said. Okay. Cadster, I'm giving you 5 seconds to say something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well that was boring. Great stream, everyone. As always, I am habitually disappointed in the capacity of people who disagree with me to present any sort of substantial anything. Let's go over the last few donations, then I'll head out. I'm hungry anyway. Caden to an extent with the $2. So sick of Nazis. How do you do it, man? Tim Pool. Thanks. Aurora with the $2. So when are we getting the commie anime girl back? Well, you can't get her back here, but what you can do if you're interested in seeing her again is look up Little Witch Academia, and you can go to Netflix and you can check it out. Look at this cute girl. Look at her. She's got really weird hair. Look at how happy they all are. I like the mushroom girl. She's cute. Aiden Heron with the $5. Don't abandon us. It'll make my daddy issues worse. Clank. Shut the fuck up. Thanks for the support. Tori with the 332. I had to go to town. I'm late. I'm so sorry. What have I missed? No. Hi, how are you? It's a good thing that all of my videos get VODed and posted on my playlist and that all of my content is accessible at all times forever. I'm doing good. Thanks. Ben Brown with the $2. You know who Tyler 1 is? Can you scream like me? I'm not screaming like Tyler 1, okay? I'm not doing it. But I know who he is. Hold on. This is, I think, I'm not joking with this, okay? This is, I think, one of the greatest images to ever come out of professional gaming. This might actually be my favorite.
God, it's so fucking good.
It's so fucking
It's so
good.
fucking good. I keep seeing memes about it, and it's just nothing compares.
This is the future leftists want, okay?
It really is. It's really what I want.
This really is the future that leftists want.
Man.
Hold on, wait. Can I? Wait. Hold on. This is a not safe for work channel. Let me make sure that you aren't gonna... Yeah, okay. We're good. Hold on. From Sir Artwork. Sir Artwork did some sick shit on this. Why do I have 37 notifications? God, fuck you guys. Hold on. This is worth looking at. Saving my butt pussy for Jesus. He threw up. Some sort of horse dog. Hold on. We're getting there. Please. Please. Those of you who stick around for this, it's going to be worth the wait, okay? You don't have anything better to be doing. Don't fucking lie to me. Here we go. Okay. This is some good-ass content right here, okay? Why did I look at this? I don't even remember why I looked at this in the first place. God. Sam Kane with the $5. Pim Tool is exceptionally scared of recognizing the monopoly of YouTube. Well, don't wanna engage in that critical capitalist critique. It's from Sir Artwork. You guys might remember Sir Artwork on Twitter. He's the person who used to do those yearly 4chan fit thread posts, where he'd talk about like ZYZZ and like the Swole King and people working out at New Year's Eve. Aiden Heron with the $5. Here's a consolation prize. How do we earn being a mod? Not with money, I'll tell you that. We just added like 5 mods in Discord. You mean like a chat mod? I don't know. I love you. Email me. We'll talk. Sorry for fake chatting, Sky Kid. It's okay. Thank you for the 2.79 Canadian dollars. All right. What a beautiful day of streaming this has been. Thank you all so goddamn much for your support. I really appreciate it. We have seen an unprecedented amount of support this stream. Seriously. Monetary and just participatory. You guys have really come out in force. Thank you. I guess I'll be streaming tomorrow, right? I mean, no reason not to. Yeah, why the fuck not? All right. I love you guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day. And reflect on the fact that even though I've only been streaming, for realsies, for less than 2 months, we were able to maintain an over 1,000 viewer average for the entirety of this 3.5-hour stream. Any thoughts on that bread tube thread? Most of the people in there were fucking idiots. All right. Let's wrap it up. Farewell, friends.